Yo, what's up, everyone? This is episode 117 of the Blrd podcast. As always, we have Green Tuner.
Hello.
Creamcast.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Dark Side.
Yo.
And myself.
Ed, what's up? Ed.
And myself, the best in the world, as
Ed
always.
Underground.
The Ed Underground.
Hey. Let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you.
Whoa.
Let me talk to you.
Hey, are you going through like puberty at the moment, sir? Like,
His balls are dropping.
yeah, it's like
they've dropped for a long time. I mean, long time. Anyways.
I don't know what that means, but
I'm lost, man.
yeah, I'm kind of lost. Are you saying you have elongated balls? You might need to go get that checked out, sir. That's all I'm saying.
Naturally elongated. But yes.
Naturally elongated. Okay.
Naturally elongated.
Okay, yeah, as opposed to
How are they
artificial.
naturally elongated?
Yeah.
What's artificial
Was elongation.
I don't know how to be artificial. I'm just
It's radiation, my friend. That's not good.
Well,
You gotta close that microwave door,
You
man.
got
Can't sleep in
bit by a
elephantitis. I'm
spider.
sorry.
It's just standing in front of that door.
He's
I
pulling
got
the,
bitten by a spider.
he's pulling the
Yeah.
Randy Marsh, like he's trying to microwave his balls, man, so he can get that sweet.
His dick looks like the elephant man.
Yeah, trying to
Just
get
all
that
fucking
sweet
forward with
medical card, man.
lumps all over.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. Tell grandma to close the damn microwave. Tell her to stop keeping that microwave open, man.
Oh my goodness.
Well, Ed, I'm glad that you have naturally occurring elongated balls. Other than that, and Ed's elongated balls, how you guys been doing recently?
Not bad.
Not bad. Did we stream last week? I think we did, right?
We did.
We did. It felt like a long time. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it's with the whole daylight savings time, because that shift happened. Was it this weekend or the weekend before?
The weekend
Like,
before.
It was like a week ago, maybe
Oh,
2 weeks ago.
Maybe 2 weeks ago. Oh, no. Maybe it just felt like it's been a long time since we seen each other. So yeah, I'm glad that you guys are doing well. Everybody's prospering, especially Ed's balls. So yeah, great time.
They've
Great time.
been prospered, but
I don't know.
Been
I don't
prospering.
know. Yeah, prospering. That's what you want to call it, sir.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, between the voice cracking and the, hey guys, this is Underground.
howdy. Or how does it go? Howdy.
I don't. Where's that
Howdy,
from?
hodily.
Howdy.
You know, the funny thing is, I was watching. I guess this is because we're getting older. There was a nostalgia hit that happened recently. You guys seem like those, like maybe on YouTube or whatever they'll post, or like on Twitter and so forth. They'll be posting like old shows that we used to watch as kids, and we just never really watched them as we got older because they just fell off or whatever. But one show in particular, I don't know if you guys remember Pete and Pete.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I was
So
just
watch
talking to my
Peter
wife
Pete.
about it yesterday.
Yeah, like Pete and
'Cause-
Pete was such a good show.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my wife is younger than me,
Mhm.
but yeah, like she has no idea who Pete and Pete is, and I aside maybe from you guys,
Mhm.
I don't know anyone that does Pete and Pete
I love
like
Pete and Pete.
personally.
That's
You
sad.
know what I mean?
That's really sad. Pete and Pete
Yeah.
was amazing, and I was looking at somebody was talking about Pete and Pete on YouTube, and they were discussing about how Pete and Pete had like the best cameos of all time, and I was like, really? I'm like,
I don't remember
I don't remember that
cameos,
either.
yeah.
But apparently they had really great cameos of like A-list actors just showing up, like
What?
Woody.
Huh.
I like who was a person in particular I could think off the top of my head.
I'm assuming it's before they were famous, right? Because I don't remember anyone like big time on it.
It'll be
No,
like
Pete and Pete was a good show. Maybe
Yeah,
they
it
liked
was.
it. The actors that made the cameos, maybe
Yeah.
they liked those shows.
Yeah, they were just doing like literally random cameos. It'll be like, oh, they show up as a librarian and have a few lines, and then you won't see him again after that episode. But that's kind of how like it like they kind of just flew on the radar. And us as kids, we didn't know who these people were. But then you go and see like the cameos. And I saw it like in the video, they were showing like all these cameos, and I'm like, wow, like I was actually really surprised like how many celebrities that were on there. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head because this is like literally maybe like 10 hours ago.
Yeah, I can't think of one either.
But
I mean, I remember the main cast, but not like any big actors.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, but I was going down like kind of nostalgia trip, and there was another show that I saw. It was like with a little black kid, and I remember the scene. I forgot what show it was.
Action Jackson.
And I don't remember the name. I remember the scene though as a kid. The kid was sitting there. It was like talking to this bully, like, if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna hit me, then hit me. And he's like, come on, you want to be a bully? You can't. I ain't afraid of you. If you want to fight me, then just fight me. And then
Little black kid?
Yeah, and then the next scene,
Webster?
I don't remember.
No,
I don't know the
No.
name. I don't remember.
No,
remember
Webster's way before
way back, way
Pete
before
and
our
Pete.
time.
When
Yeah.
he came in, he went like in the next scene. He went into the kitchen and he was like covered in dirt and mud and so forth. And then he's talking to like his brother or something like that. And he's like, "Hey, what happened to you?" He's like, "Remember when you told me to fight that bully?" He was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, I told you what to do. I told him to stand up." And like, he's like, "What'd you tell him?" He's like, "I told him to punch me." And he's like, they were like, "What did he do?" He punched me. And then he's like all bruised up and everything. I was like, yo, I remember the show. I don't remember the actual name of it, but I remember like there was all these little stupid goofy shows that probably had a very limited run, but they were really cool back in the day when I was a kid. So
Eat your shorts.
Yeah.
no, it wasn't Eat Your Shorts. This was
Wasn't
like
it Salute Your Shorts?
Salute your shorts.
Salute
That's
Your
what I
Shorts,
meant.
Yeah, Salute
was
Your
the-
Shorts, not Eat Your Shorts. That's
That's-
Bart Simpson. Eat My Shorts.
yeah, Eat My Shorts. Yeah, Salute My
That
Salute
Get
Your
your
Shorts.
Cowboy?
references right.
There's a
Please.
cowboy show. There's also The Adventures of Alex Mack. That's the only ones I can remember.
Nothing. I can't remember the name. If it ever comes back, I will definitely ping you guys
Hmm.
and tell you guys about it. But yeah, I've been down this nostalgic trip of old 80s and 90s shows we used to watch as kids. I'm like, man, these shows were really good. But I'm like, what's equivalent today for these like kids? Like, you know, my little nephew watches Bluey. And I'm just like, what the hell is Bluey? It's like a generic Blue's
It's a
Clues.
little blue dog, right?
Yeah, it's a blue dog
it's
family.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the sister. He's
Yeah,
blue.
but I mean that's like toddler show.
Yeah,
Something equivalent to
Yeah,
Pete
that
and Pete
equivalent.
would be.
We had Ren and Stimpy.
I know.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
but you
but
weren't watching Ren and Stimpy when you were a toddler. Bluey is meant for toddlers. It's like, yeah, it's basically you're
okay. So
shit talking babies for watching baby
so
shows.
a good example. My niece, she's like, I think she's like 10, and she watches shows like Korean dramas, like K dramas and so forth. And I'm like, when I
yeah,
was a
maybe
kid-
that's what it is.
When I was a kid, I mean, we would like I would come back and watch maybe not Rugrats, but you know, like
Dude,
not-
I
well,
didn't watch
Rocco's
Rugrats.
Modern
I was
Life.
too old for
Yeah,
Rugrats,
Rocco.
and I watched Rugrats.
Yeah, Rugrats was
I
awesome.
watched Rugrats.
Ro-
Yeah.
Rocco's Modern Life was great. Remember
Really good.
how
Doug.
the frog neighbor, the wife
Oh,
was
yeah.
always trying to sleep with
Mr.
Rocco.
Yeah.
Before its time. Wow.
It was.
Yeah, but when you're a kid, you don't pick up on those little things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't. Yeah, there's so many good shows out there, and I just feel like there's no equivalent shows like that nowadays. Like I said, my niece is watching, you know, drama shows for 18 and up and so forth. I mean, they're not 18 rated, but she's watching drama shows. I'm like, we didn't do that. I'm like, that's kind of weird. I feel like you know, the kids have so much more available to them. Like, you know,
Yeah.
we didn't have the option. We didn't have the
Or
option of Netflix.
international, you know, we only had whatever we saw on TV.
Yeah.
There was no internet to
Yeah,
connect
we had
us
on
with,
internet.
you know, everywhere in the world.
You turn to Cartoon Network and you got what you got. Like
Yep.
Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
at
pretty
most,
much, yeah.
At most,
Yeah.
or Nickelodeon, or whatever.
Or
it was.
Telemundo.
Cartoon Network was
Telemundo, yeah.
nothing but old cartoons.
Back in the
What was?
Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
it was
back
trash.
in the day, that shit was
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
No,
absolutely
but
That was good, though.
speaking
It was
of
good,
like obscure like old school things. Remember when MTV had their animations?
Heck
Yes.
yeah.
They had like the
Young
Max,
Flux.
Eon Flux.
Yeah.
One that I was like looking up and rewatching was The Head.
Yeah.
Where it was basically this guy with this giant, just
Big
gigantic, massive head with an alien living inside of it.
I don't remember that.
And,
I remember that.
No, right?
No.
It was MTV.
All right, I guess Darkseid remembers it, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it weird?
Yes.
Yeah, and I was like,
Every-
what the- I'm like, this
everything-
is so
Everything
cool that-
about
MTV.
Yeah, everything about that era was weird.
Well, you guys
It's like
remember?
a fever dream.
Yeah, well, you guys remember? Like even stuff like I remember as a kid, I always wanted to watch it, but it was on Comedy Central at the time. The Tick, and
Yeah.
it was rated. I think it was rated like R.
No, the cartoon. The cartoon.
The cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the cartoon was on Fox Kids. It was not rated R.
Are you sure?
I could have sworn it was
I watched it
on.
on. I watched it on Fox Kids,
Okay, I thought it was
and in the mornings.
Yeah, I thought there was a night.
I mean, but there was a lot of innuendo in that show.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
heavy.
it's a-
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
heavy, yeah. That's why I
Yeah,
remember
a
on
lot
Comedy
of stuff
Central.
had innuendo. Yeah,
Yeah, but,
it's just you wouldn't pick
yeah.
up on it.
Yeah, Tick was mainstream show, but it was just they can't do that today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sucks.
Not
I mean, they did that for the next generation too. I mean, I think like Dexter's Laboratory and like what
Oh,
was it?
they have Dexter's Lab.
Bravo?
Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo.
Those were good.
Yeah.
Dude, I love Johnny Bravo.
I
That's
like Dexter.
Yeah, there's a
more.
lot of innuendo in those shows too. so-
What's the one with
I don't know if they still do that. I
Ah.
think they can't anymore.
Cow and Chicken?
Oh,
Remember how
Oh.
weird that was? And it was
That
like
was
oddly
weird.
sexual too.
Yeah, it
That was like
Yeah.
in between
they,
Rocco's
they would
Modern
have like
Life
these
and
weird
SpongeBob.
things where like the devil had like a big jiggly ass everywhere it
Yep,
walked,
Yep.
and it
yep.
would always be like shining.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Only Toes, welcome. Says Ed and
Hey,
Eddie.
Only Toast.
Ed and Eddie
Ooh,
was
I loved Ed
definitely-
and
course.
Eddie.
That
Yeah.
that had a lot of innuendos, little small things in there.
Mm.
As a kid, you kind of knew certain things, but it was like
You
they
didn't
kinda-
pick up on all of it.
all
Yeah.
of it.
There's
Um,
a cool YouTuber who did like the older version of Ed, Ed and Eddie, like when they go into their teens and young adults. It's really good, really well animated, and kind of dark, but it's really good. I forgot the guy's name, but you can probably find on YouTube Ed,Ed and Eddie, the
the after
later
hours,
years or whatever.
after hours edition.
Oh no, they're
After
just like in
Hours.
their teens. Like
After
Ed is
dark.
smoking, and the other Ed is looking for a job,
Yeah, right.
and oh, he's about to like run away and stuff like that. It's pretty good.
Mm.
Oh, check it out. Hey guys, check it out.
Mm.
Ed and Eddie.
Do you
the
guys
dark
ever
years.
like right now? Do you guys ever watch? Have you like it's recent? Have you watched the new episodes of Beavis and Butthead?
No.
Of course.
There's like 3 or 4 seasons.
Yes.
Oh wow!
I've seen a few
that
episodes.
many.
Yeah.
It's good.
It is good.
It's,
Okay,
it's
I'll have
still
to
good,
watch it.
and they have successfully transplanted them into the modern age without explaining. Or are they frozen or something?
No, they explain
How they
it.
go from the 80s.
So
They
there's
do-
a movie.
Yeah, there is. They do explain it, but they're basically them as teenagers, but in 2023, and it's very funny. And they're still them.
I need to check that
Yeah.
out. I totally
Yeah.
forgot
I
about
need
Beavis
to
and
watch it.
And there's
movie
I
also-
forgot
explains
there
it.
was a series.
Yeah.
Half the season, there's like older versions of themselves, so you see them as like middle-aged adults, and they're the same. They're like they have not changed, except they're like fatter and dumber and on like welfare.
Yeah.
Funny, it's still funny.
I feel like they've done that before too, where they've in the older Beavis and Butthead,
Yeah,
where they've
yeah.
seen their future
Yeah.
selves.
They've seen their future selves, so they've animated their future selves in 2023, and it's
That's
pretty funny.
hilarious.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I need to see this. But it's kind of like South Park, right? Like South Park has been around forever, decades at this point, and I feel like that South Park is a show that will. It's like kind of like The Simpsons. It will never go away because there's always fresh material to come out
Yep.
with. You know.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we'll see. But yeah, this man
More
like-
so for South Park though, because their comedy is a lot of times dependent on like what's happening on the news or
Yeah, social
Yeah.
like in
commentary.
world events.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
social
Their-
commentary. for
Their
sure.
ability to react within a week is their
Yeah.
bread and butter. No other
Pretty
animated
much.
series can do that.
Yeah.
So South Park and Beavis and Butthead.
Well,
Yeah.
talking about like let's go into nostalgia. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we saw a trailer last week for a nostalgic movie, a movie that is very dear to the Ed Underground's heart.
And Underground.
it,
Yeah.
it literally started him on his, I would say, gothic journey.
No,
So
but
long to Wong Fu.
what?
I love you.
Let's just say when Ed
What?
Underground watched this,
No?
when Ed Underground watched The Crow for the first time, he was wearing bright
Oh,
colors.
different
Yeah,
movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I was like,
Oh, what?
I was kind of
I thought it was for sure. I thought the Ed's inspiration for his life was "So Long to Wong Fu."
So
Is that
What
what it
is-
was? I forgot.
What?
Yeah,
I
I
have
am
no
an
idea what it is. Wait, what is this?
it's the story of your life, Ed.
I don't think so, but
It's like something Julie Newmar. I forgot what it is.
Yeah,
But
okay.
I
like,
have no
I know what
idea.
I'm
about a
talking
bunch
about.
cross dressers road tripping
Yeah.
across America, I think, or Australia. I don't remember.
Ed, that
No.
definitely
I've seen
sounds.
I've seen the trailer for it a million times because I think it was on
Dude,
RoboCop 2.
no lie, I
The
watched that movie for
VHS.
like 3 times. So it's
I
not
heard
a
it's
bad
good.
movie.
I heard it's good.
It's a good movie. It's
I
a
heard
good
it's
movie.
good. Yeah,
I mean,
called
Ed,
classic.
yeah, Ed definitely is Wesley Snipes in that for sure.
Nice try,
Mm.
but no. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm Wesley Snipes in a different movie, Blade, but
Which one?
Blade.
Too Wong Fu.
No.
Thanks
Yeah.
for
No,
everything.
you're Sticky Fingers Blade.
Yeah,
That's who you are.
What?
definitely that. Yes.
Yeah, you are Blade.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
that's
right.
the wrong
Yeah,
Blade.
yeah, wrong Blade. No, it's Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie.
Oh, that's the
Julie
one.
Newmar.
Julie Newmar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Julie
So,
Newmar.
Yep. So,
Mm.
but
Hey,
talk-
back to the Crow.
we're back to the Crow.
Back to the Crow.
So Ed's his dark journey, his
Yeah.
dark
Mhm.
journey, and wearing all black started.
All
with-
black started.
Listening
Crow.
to Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Well, before that, he
Mhm.
was listening
Nah,
to
he was
like
in Tears for Fears. He was
Yeah.
just like in the corner.
Tears
for
Fears.
back before.
Everybody wants to rule the world. That's like,
Yeah.
no.
False, but nice try.
Ed was a huge Billy Joel fan before this.
Yeah.
He wore.
He was actually listening to The Cure.
yeah.
Hey, the
So
Cure is
dumb.
cool though. The Cure is cool. The Cure is
Um,
cool.
And then after that, after Ed watched The Crow, back in 1992, 93,
Yeah.
whenever it came out.
That was like
uh,
95, wasn't it?
Maybe you would know Ed, but when it came out, Ed literally rushed home, asked his mom to take him to Hot Topic. He got face
Mhm.
paint and painted his face white. Had put black marks on his face, and then actually he just removed the white parts on his face. And
Yeah,
then he's
that's
like,
what I was gonna say.
and then
These are wild fantasies
and
here.
then he's like, Mom, I want all the clothes with the spikes on it. And she was like,
Didn't you
"Oh,
have
yeah."
spiky hair one time in your life?
Spiky hair is that's not the same style. That's you're talking about spikes
It's-
on clothes.
But why would someone get spiky hair though? That's kind of on
I
the
went through a
verge
phase.
of-
I went through a phase, man. I grew my hair out. I had it straightened out, and then the new growth came in. So I'm like, let me spike it and see what it does. And
Why do you get
Yeah.
spiky hair? What inspired you to get spiky hair?
like I said, I was going through a phase. I was like, hell, fuck it, let's just do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the difference is he came
Grew
out
out
of
of it,
his
yeah.
juvenile phase, and you are still very much. in
I'm
it.
not in it. No, just because I wear black doesn't mean I'm in some kind of
God bless you.
phase that
bless
you're
you.
talking about.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
are
you
you?
got
Wait,
to
hold
come
up.
up with
Hold
an
up.
excuse.
kinda
We're
got
all
you.
wearing black right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but the thing
all
is,
we
wearing
are.
black.
We are
Look at
currently
this.
all wearing black.
Yeah, look at
yes.
that.
Yeah.
but this
Yeah.
is, but
Yeah.
we're
We
wearing,
own other colors, though. I
Yes, yeah.
assure you.
Yeah.
You too. Look
it
at
really
no,
don't.
Yeah.
there's no
Yo,
video
that's
evidence
true.
of
Why
that.
are we all wearing black?
Yeah.
What happened here?
I've inspired you all.
Yeah,
Your
well,
father,
sure.
Daddy Magic, has inspired you all. You're welcome.
First
Oh,
off,
also,
a man calls
also,
himself Daddy Magic.
listen,
No.
I'm glad for everyone tuning in to episode 116 of Dune 2 review.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for them. I mean, it's we're gonna talk about it. Oh, man. Ed, you got me, buddy. Hey. Let's see, guys, what you're seeing here is common deflection. It realizes that he has worn the same outfit since 1994 when The Crow came out, and now he's deflecting. He's like, "Oh shit, it's 30 years later." He's like an epiphany. He's like, "I'm still The Crow." He still believes he's The Crow, but now we have a new Crow that's coming out, a remake that's coming out, with Bill Skarsgård and with Bill Skarsgård, and I feel like he's kind of in this, like, I'm in my really, good shape mode right now because
Yeah, gotta show off this
He
body.
does,
Yeah,
he
shows
does
body.
look good. He
well,
does look good.
he has one movie that's coming out where he loses his voice and he pretty much gets voiced
Oh,
over
yeah.
the entire movie.
Yep.
I forgot
Yep.
what it's called, but it looks
Yeah.
interesting. And
Yeah.
he's really like in shape for that one. So I'm assuming that these movies probably filmed back to back. So that's probably why he's like in such incredible shape in The Crow. But in The Crow, he's absolutely jacked. Action wise, it looks like it could be good action wise, but it looks a little corny. I was watching the trailer for it, and somebody had made an analogy. It was that The Crow back in the day made you think like you know went going to like a Slipknot concert and so forth. Like this looked like a guy who played in a grunge band, and this crow looks like he's a SoundCloud rapper
Yeah.
that watched too many Suicide Squad movies, and
Mm.
I was
Yeah.
like, it kind of is kind of giving that vibe. Like
That's
I
exactly
Yeah.
what I thought. As soon as I started seeing, like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing.
yeah
Where basically it's just modernizing it to whatever would be considered, the grunge of back then, which are the SoundCloud rappers of today,
yeah
which is true because that's what it is.
yeah really
So yeah, I'm on board. I want to see what they can do with this. I like the fact that they're not gonna shy away from violence. I'm very, I like my over the top violence, like when he shot the guy point face with a shotgun, and you just saw
Yeah.
his face turn into mush. I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be fucking awesome.
I agree.
So I want to see what they do. I want to see what they do.
Yeah, I think the ultra violence, I love it. I kind of got
I love ultra violence. Yeah.
yeah, I kind of was feeling like this is a John Wick that when he gets shot, he's getting shot. So a lot more blood. And I would say not more blood, but a bloody John Wick. Which I mean, I feel like that's kind of a fad that's going on. Like after the success of John Wick, people have now kind of like, oh, we think the ultra violence is obviously in. I mean, look at Monkey Man. That looks like a Indian version of John Wick. So I feel like that John Wick fad is going on right now. But like I said, I'm excited. I'm excited for this.
But even ultra violence has been around for a while. It's a new. The thing about John Wick is John Wick made it, like, refined it somehow. I don't know how to explain it.
It's choreographed. Highly
It's choreographed
yeah.
so well that even though it's ultra violent, it's not as red as the trailer that we just watched. You know what I mean? There is blood in John Wick, obviously, but it's not. It's shot so well and choreographed so well that they didn't need to really, like, fill the screen with blood in order to convey the violence to the viewer. And I obviously the Crow is not gonna approximate that.
Yeah.
But you're right. It thanks to John Wick, now we're gonna hopefully have more, not too many, but more of these kind of ultra violent movies.
Yeah.
And that's how we're gonna get more creative movies. I like it. I dig it.
Yeah.
Did you guys read that article I sent you about what the previous Crow director said about this? I would say backlash against this Crow.
He pretty much denounces it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that. Yeah, he's denouncing it, talking, pretty much saying that he denounces it because this kind of is a slap in the face to Brandon Lee and his legacy on the Crow, which I get that, but at the same time, shut the fuck up. There's like there's four other Crow movies. Like there's literally
the
three.
Crow was a comic book before Brandon Lee ever stepped into the picture.
But the thing is,
Like,
there's
what?
three other Crow movies. Like what?
Oh,
Yeah.
the thing is, so he's talking about that they use they use Brandon Lee, not Brandon Lee. They use Eric Draven again.
Right.
So I mean, with the other Crow movies that came after Brandon Lee's Crow movie, it was different
ones.
characters. Yeah,
Yeah,
different characters. It
But
wasn't a remake. It was like,
Yeah.
okay, look, someone else put on the bat suit, pretty much.
No, I
It
get
wasn't
that.
like, yeah.
No, I think that I understand that point, but I'm just like, really, just keep your mouth shut. Like it's a remake. That's what they do. Just because dude died, I mean, as tragic as it is, that has nothing to do.
It was tragic. I mean, well, what he said, he died really during the movie. He did everything for his movie, and he died in the middle of it. It's like,
He got
yeah.
Baldwin, as they say.
They did.
Oh, yeah.
No bullshit.
Baldwin.
He got Baldwin.
He got Baldwin.
I mean, so the thing is, it's like, yeah, I understand Brandon Lee did give everything for this film. He absolutely was into this character, and the original Crow is a pop culture. I was saying that maybe a cult classic.
It's a cult classic.
It's very loved.
Yeah,
Very loved.
It is a cult classic as
It
opposed
is.
to a pop culture classic.
Mhm.
And I get it. Like you want to protect the legacy of it. And I totally get it. But kind of like just let it be. I mean, remakes are going to happen regardless of what the tragedy is. like I don't know. What's a
Well, but I kind of understand what he's saying though, because like this person died during the filming of this movie, and he
But
helped out this movie, and it's like, okay, now years later, you're going to redo this
it's
movie,
30 years later,
and
dude. It's like
yeah, but
yeah, it
Yeah, but
is.
the character is is the comic character,
It's
so
a
it's
comic
like
book
yeah.
character. That is such a stupid thing to say.
yeah,
It's
Like,
a stupid thing to say. It's
I
his
kind of agree with the
opinion. It's the
person.
director's. They asked the
it's his
director the
opinion. Yes.
opinion,
oh,
and it's
I
his
know.
opinion.
It's still a stupid opinion.
But
I mean,
here's what he
Yeah,
said.
color however
it's a
you
dumb
want it, it's still
opinion.
stupid.
Here's what he
It's a comic
said.
book character. It's like saying that no one can play Spider-Man if Tobey Maguire had died. It's like, oh, we can't have anyone being Peter Parker anymore because we gotta respect the integrity of
Well, I
what
mean,
Tobey
there's
Maguire
thousands of
did for
Spider-Mans.
us.
There's only been one Eric Raven Crow. But here's what he said. I really don't get any joy from seeing negativity about any fellow filmmakers' work, the director says. And I am certain the cast and crew really had all good intentions, as we all do on
Mm.
on any film. So it pains me to say any more on this topic, but I think the fans' response speaks volumes. And there is another one where it's more of what he said, basically saying that Brandon Lee died for that movie, basically.
But he didn't die for them. He didn't die for
He
them.
Well, he
didn't
didn't die
die.
for it. He died
No,
during
there
it.
was an onset accident.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was
It's
the
not
prop
like
master.
he gave his life so that the movie could be released
Yeah, it's
or
not like
something like that.
he did some crazy like self-immolation, like
Yeah.
watch the crow. You gotta watch it. Like
I know that. I know that.
it was literally a situation where he it
Yeah,
was the prop master.
It was an accident.
Yeah, the prop master
It's like
messed
saying
up.
Bruce Lee gave his life or whatever the hell that last was. It the one with the
Last Dragon?
levels? No, not the
No,
Last
I'm
Dragon.
thinking of something else.
Yeah, that's something
well,
way
yeah.
different.
Yeah.
But you know which one I mean.
Yeah.
Where
it's
he died during
unfortunate.
that thing. Nobody. It's an unfortunate thing, obviously,
Mhm.
but he didn't die for the movie. He just had an accident and died during the filming of the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I wouldn't have
Enter
used
the
that
Dragon.
quote, but he's a good director. I really like him as a director. I just thought that
Yeah, he has
think
great
it was-
movies.
Yeah.
No,
He
yeah, I
should
agree.
not
I
have
mean,
like it's just a weird opinion. But you know what?
Yeah.
Whatever.
He has one of the greatest movies of all time, in my opinion.
Oh, shit.
Dark
Knowing.
City?
Dark City.
Oh,
well,
yeah, no.
but knowing.
Fucking love Dark City.
I love Dark City.
Hmm.
I love
Yeah.
Knowing. No, he has some
Knowing's
great
great.
movies. Now he's did some absolute duds.
He's done
Like,
some
yeah.
shit.
Shit.
He's
Like-
got a wide breadth of good to
Mm.
bad.
Yeah, like Gods of Egypt. I remember watching that, and
I like Gods of Egypt.
No, it's
I-
fun.
I-
It's fun to watch.
yeah.
but it's one of the
It's-
most insensitive.
Gods of Egypt.
Oh my god, yeah.
it's one of the most insensitive movies.
It is the poster child for like culturally
Appropriation.
appropriation.
Huh?
It is like they went to the max with it. And I
don't
love
think
it.
I've seen
I
this
love that
movie.
for it.
They were like, "Hey, let's choose any other character, any actor out here. We could have chosen an Egyptian actor,
Yeah.
or people who are from Africa.
Are they
and so
Egyptian
forth.
African?
Yeah.
Let's get the whitest European actors in the world.
Yeah, wait, you're from Sweden? We want
Yeah.
you.
You're the one. The
and
whitest
not
guy
even
we know.
that,
He's
you're,
our
What?
you're gonna be
Osiris
Horace
or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cyrus, your Horace. Gerard Butler.
Horace.
Was it Gerard Butler? Yeah, Gerard Butler. Get in
Yeah,
here.
he's like raw or whatever.
Yeah, we need
McGuire.
you ASAP. Just don't even change your accent. That's the crazy
I
part.
think any God of War fan would love that movie. I think that's
Yeah.
just it just leans into a lot of
I-
cool shit.
I just love how the Gerard Butler doesn't change his accent
Nope.
whatsoever.
He's like an Irish guy.
He's
Yeah,
Irish.
it's just I'm raw.
Yeah, Iron Rod.
No, it's Osiris or whatever.
Where are the taters at? Like, not wrong time period. But this is yeah. He has some
Yeah.
duds, but he has some
Good
great
casting.
movies.
Good casting. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, Crow's coming out. I'm actually
Mhm.
excited to see it. I hope, even the story is kind of corny with the SoundCloud rapper look. If it's ultra violent and it's a lot of great action, I think we're
Yeah.
all for it for the most part.
Yeah.
Damn pop culture or cult classics.
I'll see it, but it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm also
Which one?
I'm on the fence on it as well. A little lukewarm on it. But
Yeah, I'm lukewarm. I'm not sitting here like, oh my goodness, I have to see it. I can see that on a Tuesday for $5 and be perfectly happy.
I'm willing to give it a chance.
Mm.
I'm willing to give it a chance just
Well, I
to see
think-
what it is.
I think we're all going to give it a chance. So I'm saying like,
Yeah.
I'll
my,
give it a
my hype,
chance.
my hype. I'm not going to go in there and be like, Man, this better
Oh
be
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm
Well,
not
I
gonna be
think
losing my mind when I go
I
in there.
think what I'm trying to say is like the still image came out and we all rolled our eyes, and the trailer came out, and I think that was an opportunity for them to, you know, change the narrative. And for me, it didn't change the narrative.
It
I'm still
didn't
in the
really
same
change for me
place.
either.
Uh,
Yeah.
That's
for
where
me,
I'm
it
at.
changed it because I kind of was seeing what they were doing, so I was like, oh, okay.
I
Okay.
think it
But
has
Yeah.
the potential.
Okay.
There
Well,
was one
anything has
scene.
potential.
wait and see.
Yeah, but there was one scene in
Yeah.
the trailer. I was like, oh, that's actually kind of interesting. I think
Hmm.
it was like in what people would call what's the in between like heaven and hell?
Purgatory.
Yeah,
Purgatory.
it seemed like it was purgatory. It was like a very blue lit scene, and what's his name? Skarsgård was like going like
Scar
this.
Scar.
Skarsgård.
Skarsgård. It was looking up to the sky, and there was like different bridges or something like that. That was kind of cool. So like, okay, maybe there's something there. I don't know. But there are
I
other
rolled
scenes
my
I was
eyes
like,
pretty hard.
yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
you know what I'm talking about? That one
What?
scene.
Yeah.
It was like he was on
I don't know what he's talking about
Yeah,
it was the
whatsoever.
trailer.
You're gonna have
Yeah,
to
it's
like,
like
can you
I say, I
translate?
know
Hold
exactly
on,
what you're
Dark
talking
Side.
about, and
Can you
nothing
please
really.
translate that into English for
Our
myself?
There's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to be a great movie, but I think there's potential in it.
Great
But
cinematography, what you're saying.
Yeah.
cinematography, yes.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
one scene out of the 50
Oh
scenes
no,
he had.
the commercial lets you know right away. This is gonna be over stylized.
Yeah.
This is a really over stylized movie, so don't expect anything too serious about this movie.
I would like it though, but I mean,
But that's what I'm
Alright,
saying.
what
it's
Like,
was
been 20, 30 years now? 20
it's been
years?
30 years.
Yeah,
But what?
30 years?
But
Yeah, I'm
even
saying.
like even if it sucks, who cares? You still have the original Crow. You can watch it as many times as you want.
Well, yeah, it's just that we had one good crow and the rest of them have been pretty bad. The series was actually decent. The TV
There was a
series.
series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the guy who played the Eric
Hey, what was
Raven
the series of that superhero that had the big stupid red eye and his
Red
alternate
Eye.
persona was like a jazz band player that had a saxophone?
Nightman.
Nightman.
Yeah,
Hey,
he
you know,
was-
his car was a PT Cruiser.
Oh shit!
He drove around a
What?
PT Cruiser, and at the time when the PT Cruiser came out, it was like a fucking Batmobile. And we're like, what the fuck is that? Oh, and then you saw it on the screen. You're like, oh, fucking Nightman drives that.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted PT Cruiser really bad when I was
Yeah,
like
I
like
did
seven,
too. I
like,
thought it
16,
looked cool as
17.
fuck when it came out.
Yeah,
I did
16,
too.
Like when it was like a prototype car and you saw, you're like, oh shit, that looks like
Yeah.
a mobster car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God damn, that's dope.
And
then
you know,
everyone,
as soon as you saw it everywhere, it took the mystique out of the
took
fucking
out of it,
PT
yeah.
yeah, because everyone wanted it, everyone
Yeah.
bought it, and instantly it became uncool.
Yeah, it
Yes.
really did.
But props to them for making it though. That is a cool car.
How
Like
Never
much
saw it again.
money did those motherfuckers make from the PT Cruiser? It must be insane.
good on
It was
them, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like every once in a while these like quirky cars come out. Like
Yeah.
one car that came out back in the day, if you guys Dodge Magnum, the station wagon.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
God.
super long station
Yeah.
wagon.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Remember
because
the
had a big fucking
Aztec?
engine in it.
Remember the Aztec?
Aztec.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Aztec.
Remember the back of that? I thought it looked cool as
That's
fuck.
gone now.
No, the
Yeah.
Aztec actually is. Everyone shits in it, but if
beginning
the
of the
Aztec
CUV.
I heard it's
hadn't
a
been
good
whatever,
car.
there would be no SUVs. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
No, well, no,
introduced
not
SUVs.
not even SUVs, CUVs. It was like
See,
one,
yeah, exactly.
it was one of the
Mhm.
beginning CUVs, and yeah, it was cool for back in the day for sure. This is like
Yeah.
when Pontiac wasn't kind of looked down upon as
Yeah.
as it is now. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
that was cool.
Isn't it
Yeah,
dead
I know
now?
the
It's dead now.
sculpting.
Yeah, it's dead now, but
Yeah, it's dead.
They
The
put out a lot of shit
sculpting wasn't
cars.
everyone's cup of tea, but like a lot of the shit that I remember that it had, like no other car had at the time, right? Like it had like weird little technology that now it's like the standard. I
Yeah,
forgot the list.
It was
but there
ahead
was
of
like
its
a list
time.
online
It
that
was
you can see.
really
Like,
ahead of its time.
oh shit, yeah, they're the ones that actually started with this crap.
yeah,
So
Mhm.
all around, I think it was a cool experiment.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, look up. People need to look up Nightman on YouTube.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, please look
Weird
up
as fuck.
Nightman.
Oh, look up the
fucking
Crow
awesome.
TV series. It was actually pretty decent.
Well, I mean,
Oh, and the guy who played the Crow in that series, he's been in some movies, recent movies too. I forgot his name, but he pulled it off for a TV series. He's
All
bald
right.
now, but
I mean,
Who?
that's a weird tidbit.
No, I'm just saying.
What
He,
the fuck?
he was actually, he
Oh, the new
did,
Crow? Or who?
TV
the
series
guy who
Crow.
played, TV series Crow.
Yeah.
That's such a
and,
weird.
and I urge you to move on. This
Yeah,
is
this
like,
is-
No, it was good. It was good.
Wait, you
Okay.
said
Okay.
he's bald now?
Yeah,
get it
yeah,
out of your
he's bald.
system, man. Get it all out of your
Yeah,
system.
no,
We
it
can
was just
move
such a
on.
weird thing. It was like,
It's a
yeah,
weird
this,
addition.
yeah, he was like,
Well,
yeah,
so
was
when I
good,
saw
but
him
the
in
guy's
when I'm,
bald.
when I saw him in a recent movie, I didn't know, I couldn't recognize him because the last time I saw him in like a show or TV series, he had hair like the Crow, like Eric Draven.
All right, well,
So
everybody,
yeah.
listen. If you ever come around the Ed Underground, don't be
You better-
bald. You better,
Don't be bald.
Don't do
better
it.
be,
Shit
better
on
not be
you.
bald.
Don't
'Cause
do it.
He will call you. He will talk about you again, and he'd be like, "Man, so I met this new guy, but he was bald though." He's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, so I stopped listening to what he had to say.
Like what?
I don't want to become bald, so I don't want to listen to him. So
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right. So other trailers that came out talking about a little nostalgia of a series that we obviously love dearly.
All right. Yes. Let's talk about this.
Alien Star Trek, aka Alien Romulus. They came out with a short teaser. I believe it came out today, right? Dark Side.
Yes.
Today, yeah. Today.
Yeah. So new
I loved it. What a great trailer.
It was actually
great
scary.
atmosphere. Yeah.
It is
It's like
It reminds me of Alien.
Ooh,
I
trailer.
Oh,
great
really?
job of capturing like I mean they're no I mean
Claustrophobia, man.
that's a good
Yes.
statement because here's the thing, the Alien franchise can go in many different directions. It can go in action, it can go in horror, it can go in sci-fi, it can go in many different avenues that they've explored. This one definitely is trying to take the step back to that sci-fi horror route. And
Yes.
it looks simple. It looks just effective. It's what I think a lot of people want. Man, Alien's one of those things. Alien and Predator are one of those things that I can forever get these movies.
Yeah.
And they can, for the most part, be the same. I don't care
Yeah.
because it scratches an itch. I have an itch to see people on a space station running from like acid spewing aliens and horrible things happening to them or being hunted by predators. It's just like
It's scary.
it's a forever thing we want.
Yeah.
So it's great. It's great. It's really great
It's
to see
terrifying.
it. Yeah. But it's a good trailer. Very effective the way they shot it and set it up. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it takes me
Absolutely.
back to that time where we saw the first Alien. It has that feel. And like you said earlier, it looks simple but effective. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
I think with Alien, like I think what made Alien so powerful, especially for back in the day, and as a the kind of the kickoff for the Alien series was that, I mean, you didn't get to see the alien until damn near 3/4 of the way, halfway through the movie. You didn't get to see, and I'm excluding like face huggers and all the other stuff, but at the most part, you didn't get to see no alien, the actual alien itself, until pretty much at the end of the movie, which it built up that suspense, and it wasn't a movie that was overly graphic. I mean, now granted, the chest burster scene to this day is
It's one of the few bloody scenes. A lot of them
Yeah.
were like cutaways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Typical 80s, 80s movies where it's just like, yeah, right before the person dies, and then cuts away.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah, it worked. And this one, while this doesn't have, so far it seems like a typical like horror type of movie where you're probably going to see a lot of blood and so forth. The fact that they've gone back to more horror as opposed to action. I recently watched all the Alien movies, from Alien down to Prometheus, and what was after Prometheus?
Alien again? Something alien.
No, it was
No.
Alien after Prometheus is Alien Requiem.
Requiem.
Requiem,
so-
yeah.
Which I like. I like
yeah,
Alien.
I watched all the Aliens, and honestly, outside of Alien,
You
is
like the Requiem?
Yeah, I thought Requiem
Is that the
was-
one where the two androids meet?
Androids? Yeah.
Yep.
When they go to the
I don't think I saw that
David
one.
David is in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, David and I forgot the other one.
The one thing
Yeah,
I
I
do
forgot
hate
that
about
one
it is that the fact that they killed off, like, Prometheus set up the engineers.
Yeah, there is
so
definitely-
much build
why
up.
There's
what-
definitely a entire movie they jumped from Prometheus, and there
That's what
should
I'm
have been a
saying.
movie.
Yeah.
Prometheus
explain, yeah.
left us at such an awesome cliffhangers.
Yeah.
Humankind's creators, for some reason, wanting to kill us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the next one was like, fuck that, they're dead.
Yeah, within
Now
the first 10 minutes.
let's
But-
talk about the evil android.
But I like, well, I
Yeah.
like that David is the like catalyst of so much. He's like such a instrumental being. Like he not only wipes out the engineers. Heavy spoilers here for
Yeah, heavy spoilers
Yeah.
for
For an
us.
all
but
ass
he
movie.
also
Yeah,
like I love
6-7-year-old movie.
him engineering the xenomorph as we know it today. Like I love the concept of that and his view of humanity. I think it was I absolutely agree with you. We were robbed of something really cool with that David character. He's one of my favorite characters in the franchise. That Prometheus 2 could have given us, but it's like this jumped to a third movie. So like I really like it. But I definitely agree. We didn't get enough of the engineers.
I think that's what really soured it for me. If they had just, let's say, not even addressed it at all and just be like, whatever, fuck, that was like, just not even address it, I would have been.
I gotta
fine.
rewatch it so to get my opinion up. But
Yeah.
how do you feel about I love Alien 3. What's the one right after Alien 3? That's the one that everyone is iffy about.
Resurrection?
Resurrection.
Resurrection.
Yeah, Resurrection. Is that the one?
Yeah,
wait,
Resurrection.
that's not the one that Ripley comes. What's the one where they were in the prison?
The prison is 3. The prison is 3 where she's bald.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And then
I love that
is
one.
When they
Resurrection is
clone,
more of an action movie.
Yeah, Resurrection is the one where
they clone her and Winona Ryder is the
okay.
Winona Ryder's.
I forget the order.
She's the android in that movie.
Yep.
I hated 3. I hate the
Spoilers.
prison one. The prison one was annoying to me.
The prison one, it's an acquired taste, but fucking
Which one's your favorite one in the franchise?
Aliens.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Aliens. Yeah, I guess we all like the action more.
Yeah. But that's not dissuading, people from watching Alien. Like Alien is still a great
Alien
movie.
is great, yeah.
But you have to be. It's kind of like after you watch it, it's kind of like is nothing. You can't rewatch it again and get the re-scare of like the first time of watching it. Like with Aliens, is more action, so you could watch that multiple times and be like, oh, that's cool. Aliens,
it's action and it's also seeing like Marines, the
Marines, yeah,
top trained,
not Space Marines, but
battle hardened. Dude, no, Space Marines would kill the xenomorphs and then within 3 seconds and then go back home.
Yeah, that's why I messed up. I was like, not Space Marines.
Yeah, not Space Marines. No, but just the Marines that basically literally is like us grabbing like our Navy SEALs and sending them.
Yeah.
And they still get their asses kicked by some fucking weird creature.
Game over, man.
Game over. Game over, man.
But yeah, that first like talk about the pedigree of those first 3 movies, like fucking Ridley Scott, James Cameron, fucking even Alien 3, David Fincher. Like, I mean, like these are like the greatest directors. Like, and they've all had a hand in Aliens. It's such a cool franchise. And like the first 3 movies are so wildly different.
They are
from each other.
Yeah.
But I like all 3. You know what I mean? Yeah. Part 3, as a kid, I didn't like it. As I grow up, every time I rewatch it, I like it more and more and more. But like you could tell, like it's such a versatile series.
It is.
Like, it can go so many ways.
Yeah, I mean, this is I feel like Alien, and the one thing I do like about like how Alien is progressing, I know some people didn't, I think overwhelmingly people like Prometheus. I know at first people did hate it because they're like, what's an Alien movie without aliens? Requiem was, I know it was disappointing to a lot of people because it pretty much abandoned the whole engineering storyline, and then kind of, but it's cool that David, I do agree, David being the person that effectively started the xenomorph line to what we know today, that is, it's like the idea that a robot is playing God, as humans are God to him. He's playing God to now another life form that he finds to be primitive, but then ultimately turns out to be superior to him. Now I know back in the day, you know, aliens. The storylines for aliens is kind of convoluted, where they had culture and everything else, and that kind of got scrapped. Now they're just kind of mindless beasts. But I kind of do like the fact that they have now given aliens kind of a canon ish, or like a real canon, other than just being mindless beasts that just comes and kills and so forth. Now actually they have an origin story.
It's a good canon. Whereas like Predator is like, every time they do something where they try to expand the Predator story, I'm like, I don't need to know all this about Predator. You know, you're explaining too much about this shit. They don't need to be this complicated, and I don't need, like, I expect that they have a hierarchy. I don't need to know it. With Alien, fucking, there's a queen. She has a bunch of eggs. They want to kill things. You know, it's nice to see where they came from, but at the end of the day, there's no like lead alien guy who's like fucking voiced by some dude, and we're like getting some over-explained plot.
James Earl Jones.
Yeah, James Earl Jones.
He's like a xenomorph wearing like a 3-piece suit. Like,
yeah. But the engineers made me. I was vastly superior. Then I started having babies. like what doesn't even make sense. But I do like that now the canon is more or less they were genetically just altered human worm / whatever, you know, DNA, and they just came to be over several cycles and evolutions. So that
I love the idea that their human DNA is part of their I love that idea that we eventually get to that cycle,
right,
where they just come back to us. Like I think that's a very cool way to reveal their origin.
Yeah, like I said, I think the whole David thing was cool, of just, you know, playing God. You know, we created robots. Now robots are becoming gods to another life form, and this life form is kind of that full circle comes back to us, and now we're in this possible, you know, fight for survival over something that, you know, was literally created by us. Almost, you could say.
Look, Hollywood's got to let Ridley Scott cook more. I mean, the man just like needs to.
Does he miss?
More.
I don't know if he's missed.
Yeah,
I mean, he misses. Yeah, Ridley Scott's taking a lot of swings at the bat.
Yeah.
He's great. I love him, but like. Yeah, but I think when he cooks, just like James Cameron. These guys, these old school guys, have a lot of good stories to tell.
Really do. So yeah, Alien Romulus. Check out the trailer. It's only a minute long, but there's there's nothing like words really being said. It's just kind of like screenshot, like set pieces,
screams,
screams and set pieces, and you should see shadows, but it sets the vibe right. So very much looking forward to that. All right, another trailer that came out recently.
I'm out of here for this one.
Wait, what?
Oh shit!
Was Marvel 1943: Rise of
Hydra. No, I was waiting.
I know you're waiting for the next one.
Yeah. So I threw this in there.
Yeah, that's a game. Yeah, a game coming out, right?
It's a game coming out, and they showed this at some kind of, it was a tech demo, I think. But it's a game coming out. I have no idea. It was a CG trailer. With Captain America and Black Panther.
Apparently, it's not.
But
that's actually rendered in one of the big scenes is rendered in game. Like those scenes are supposed to be rendered.
Oh yeah, it's like Unreal. It's like Unreal. Yeah, right. So it looks good. But yeah, it's the basic plot is Captain America and Black Panther in Nazi occupied France. And they're like just running amok, and it seems like Black Panther will be a lot of stealth. As I've said many times on this podcast, if you got to kill characters, bad guys, make them Nazis. It's just so much easier. It's so much fun. It's refreshing. So
or commie Nazis.
Oh god, man, you just
commie Nazis. Yeah, it could be commie Nazis. Yeah,
that's just a multiplier right there.
I mean, Darkseid is right. There is nothing goes better, like, you know, peanut butter and jelly than Captain America killing Nazis. It's time tested. It works great, and it's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun. Yeah. It's fun watching him like fucking take down tanks and shit.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to talk about war, I mean, probably the safest war that you want to put Cap in is World War II or World War I. So, I mean, it's a great timepiece for sure. to set these two in. And honestly, it does make sense. And I think that's kind of the cool thing. They could have did some weird, no, it's not weird, but they could have did something where like, put them in current times. But that's kind of cool to see Cap,
No,
newly.
I'm so sick of current times. This is a good idea what they did.
Yeah,
here.
go. Let's go.
Yeah,
back.
I mean, no, I think this is cooler because it's like you get a fresh Cap. He's only has powers for X amount of years. And you got, Black Panther has been around obviously for multiple generations, and the fact that like Wakanda is supposed to be secret and they're actually they're influencing World War II or not, I guess World War II. And with Hydra, I think that's pretty cool. So I know a lot of people were worried.
I think he plays T'Chaka, I think.
Yeah, T'Chaka,
yeah.
So I think it was kind of
that's
cool.
T'Chaka?
Yeah, it's supposed to be T'Chaka.
Yeah. It's not supposed to be the son that we know.
T'Challa.
Well, obviously, this is back in the day.
Yeah.
But this is,
bitch.
But this supposed to be. I think this is cool. I know a lot of people were worried about it because one, they did come out with an Avengers game, didn't do too high. It kind of had a lot of steam initially, and then it quickly fell off. That was kind of one of the pioneers of constantly online episodic games from, I forgot what studio. What was that? Ubisoft that came out with?
Crystal Dynamics.
Crystal Dynamics.
Oh, I say Square Enix. Yeah, Crystal Dynamics.
Square Enix, yeah.
So yeah, like that game kind of that game fell off really quick. People weren't happy with the gameplay and the story. Well, not the story wasn't bad. It was the
story too.
No, they weren't.
They said gameplay was generic, right?
Yeah, it was not the story. It was all gameplay. People thought it was just generic.
It was. They leaned into the games as a service model without. You got to keep that shit fresh. You know what I mean? And I think they just failed to keep it fresh. I never got to play it. I played the demo when it came out.
Played
the beta. So it was repetitive to me then.
Yeah.
But Ed, more importantly, what's the status here? We got Sweet Baby games detected on this baby.
Yeah.
Ed,
Sweet Baby.
What's the word on the street here? We need to know.
Sweet Baby's involvement in this game.
Sweet Baby did help out with the Avengers game, and I did play it. On it was on Game Pass for like maybe 2 weeks, and people were like, this game sucks.
And
so
we want to know about Marvel 1943 here.
What's it called? What's his name? That Tate guy. His intro, Andrew Tate intro.
I mean, you guys would know. I don't know who that is. I don't listen to him. Oh, but you want some Sweet Baby?
No, come on, Ed. Go ahead.
Sweet Baby Stank.
How did these?
No, we don't.
Here's the only news I'll give you for right now.
No, we didn't ask. We didn't ask about that.
No one cares.
Elon Musk,
No, that's right,
the owner
of
X of Twitter, said recently, Sweet Baby Inc. is an evil.
So, anyways, like,
nice.
so it's crazy. Crazy
on the gaming industry.
He's afraid of the truth.
He is.
Yeah,
he is. No, you
Speak
are.
up, brother.
Speak up for yourself.
No, you are. You never answered my question about what do you think about the one lady who said she didn't want any white people on her game developing team.
Take them out.
Exactly.
Yep, take them out.
Execute them
in
front of the White House.
Order 66.
She said it herself in the video. But here's what Elon Musk, the owner of X, Twitter, he said, Sweet Baby Inc. is an evil blight on the gaming industry. All they do is make games terrible and try to cancel people. They cannot go broke soon enough.
Hell yeah.
The guy who owns Twitter.
Thanks, Elon.
Said himself.
That's right, brother.
Yeah.
Fucking
don't listen to these haters.
No, guys. So for our listeners that are out there, you have to realize that where Ed is coming from with this is perfectly in tune with the Ed Underground. So you guys might not know this, but Ed Underground, he gargles Elon's balls in everything that he does. Everything he does
on the daily.
On the daily.
I don't.
I remember when Tesla first came out.
Tesla first came out. I didn't like it.
No.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the Tesla car that came out.
Green tuner, dark side.
You won't stop talking about fucking
Tesla.
Ed, go ahead, mute Ed. There's
two Tesla.
Give the reality.
Tesla cars that I like. The Model 3, which I want. It looks good, and the Model X because of the scissor doors. But the one before those two, the scissor doors.
What is it called?
Pelican doors.
Yes,
Going
What they
doors.
call them gold.
Gullwing
Going,
doors.
okay.
Yeah.
That's the only two ones I like. But the ones before that, the first one before that, I didn't
Was it
like
not
it. I
called
still didn't
Pelican
like it.
doors? Where did I hear that from?
I don't know. I used to call it DeLorean doors at first, but I don't know
No,
if the actual
no one's ever called them
Gullwing is
DeLorean.
correct. But where I heard Pelican somewhere too.
Pelican.
It might
maybe.
be Pelican. I mean, same type of bird.
But
Something like it was branded something.
the first available Tesla car, I didn't like it. I still don't
Anyways,
like it.
Ed.
Anyways, I test scroll.
You
Model 3,
you
pretty
are up Elon Musk's ass
False.
for the last
False. False.
couple of years. You
False.
Ed,
Deep.
False.
you might as well be his colonologist at this point. But
False.
Right.
False.
like,
Yeah, just set up
False.
camp there.
I
at
just
this
think the
point.
Model 3 is a good car, and I think the Model X is a
no,
good.
it's not that you just think it's a
SUV.
good car. You literally
Goddamn,
you
you're so
give
full of
real
shit,
time.
Ed.
You give a real time. You can give a real time actual like scan of his colon at all times. You're so deep in
False.
there.
Yeah.
False.
He literally
False.
just gonna ask you, "Ed, how's my colon look today?" You're like, "Sir,
False.
it tastes great.
False.
it tastes great.
False.
Yeah.
False.
Delicious."
False.
You
Might have it
I'm
on.
just saying. I don't like all the things he does. I
All
like
right,
this car.
Ed's cooking here. He's
Yeah.
simmering. So
Yeah,
let's just
let
get
him
to the
cook.
next
I'm
one.
just
Let's
saying
get to the
the
next one.
the man who owns Twitter. That's all I'm
Go
saying.
ahead, Ed.
Just stop right there.
Ed,
Yeah.
turn it down into simmer. I just need you at simmer
Never.
right now.
Yeah,
Never.
right now,
Simmer a little bit.
right now you're at
I'll
medium
let
high.
it marinate.
Yeah,
You're medium high
Turn
right
it down,
now.
buddy. Turn it down.
Calm it
Let it
down.
marinate.
Simmer
Never.
down now.
Damn, bitch.
Yeah, you're
Never.
about like a 7 right now out of
Yeah.
like,
Never.
out of like 10. Just bring it
let
down
it
to a
marinate.
1. Yeah, let it marinate. Let it sit.
Mhm.
But no, Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra looks really good. Graphics wise, and I think that's what gets a lot of people. We're so used to like the CG trailers, and I mean we're old school. We've seen it all. We've been through dozens and dozens of game shows where we've seen trailers and we're just like, okay, it's not gameplay trailer. Apparently this is all rendered in real time, so we didn't see any gameplay, but it does look gorgeous. Which
There's studios have been known to lie before about in-game what's called trailers and things like that.
cinematic or
Yeah,
footage,
cinematic trailers. Yeah.
No, that's fair,
Yeah.
and that's fair. But I'm not gonna lie. When I was watching this, I was kind of confused. I'm like, is this a game or are they trying to do like this weird thing? Like they're gonna put it on
Yeah.
Disney Plus. I was like,
They should have.
Yeah, it
right.
did
They should have
look-
put
yeah.
some gameplay because it's so misleading. It honestly looks like it's an animated movie at this
Well,
point.
that's actually the scary part because the trailer did look good, but I don't think there was any gameplay.
there was
No, I think it's just a proof of concept for what the game, like you get the tone of what the game is. And like I said, I hope that it feels like you play as Black Panther, it's more of a stealth game. You play as Cap, it's more of an action game. I know it's the director of the game is the guy who did Uncharted 2,
yeah.
I think. So
Yes.
a really great action set piece director. And also you punch Nazis in that one too. Yeah, I think that all the ingredients for a really good game are here.
Yeah.
And like the trailer, I think sets a tone. It's not a games as a service game. Thank God. It's not a, like a game that's annoying people right now. Hopefully it looks like a good single player action adventure.
Yeah.
That's all.
I hope it's a good game.
Yeah, I mean, we
good.
hope to. It looks good. I think this captures what we've all really loved about Marvel, especially in the Cap series, which was a more serious Marvel, and this definitely seems like that scratches that itch. And two characters that, I mean, granted, it's not him, but two characters that, well, I guess technically, I mean, they're going to be intertwined for decades to come. So this is a really cool way to kind of, give that backstory. So no, I think outside, if Marvel screws this up, I would say, hey, redo it, keep the graphics. If the game sucks, make it into an animated movie. I think people will be pretty happy with that.
I'm gonna be mad about that. There's
Yeah,
no Sweet Baby Stank in it. But go on.
Give me the stank. I want the stank, baby.
Nah, I don't want the stank.
I want the stank. I guess for our last topic, we had Darkseid, our very own Darkseid. He gave something to the Ed Underground. Graciously. Ed Underground thought it was a gift, and it was purely for Ed Underground's benefit.
Oh no, I didn't think it was a gift at first. I thought it was some kind of some
trick.
kind of trick. Like, huh?
Yeah. Well,
And with good reason, because we're not exactly the most honest with it at times.
Really not. I can tell you guys a story about Five Nights at Freddy, and Ed went through the entire series in 5 minutes.
Oh my god!
Because
I once did something so bad. I was like, God damn, that is so mean. I don't even know why I did it.
I know why you did it. Because it's Ed.
No, because I rule.
True. No, one time Ed left his phone, stupidly left his phone on the table. And if you guys remember at one point when Ed was going to art school, there was like I won't say the name, but there was a girl that he liked a lot, right?
Oh, I know the name. Wait, which one?
I'll put it in the chat.
What letter?
J.
Oh god.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That could have been wifey, but go on.
Yeah. Exactly. There you go. See the reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ed left it. So basically, what I did is Ed left it, and for some reason, they didn't have a password or anything. So
Don't tell me.
Score.
Oh,
I opened it. I changed my contact name to her name, and I like put some random name on hers, and then I texted her a message. I'm like, I don't want to ever talk to you again. And then I closed it and put it, and then Ed came back, and literally he saw it, and all the color drained from his face because he didn't know what was going on.
That's so evil.
Where was this? I think I remember this.
I don't remember
some
this.
restaurant we were all eating.
Yeah,
maybe Darkside was there. I don't know.
Wow. And Ed doesn't remember this because he literally blocked it out of his memory.
Yeah, he probably. I'm sorry,
this.
yeah, that was too mean. He probably had like a really bad fucking.
And what
episode
we're
after.
gonna do is over time we'll all take turns apologizing for things we've done to
Yes.
you.
Wait till you see what I made in 2K24.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's
Sure.
okay. Yeah. There you go.
Well, Darkseid ended up buying Ed, or gifting him WWE
Hold
2K24.
Hold on.
What?
Now here's let me paint a picture for you.
Oh,
I was
shit.
preparing to go to a downtown arcade that's free with a few people who go there on occasions. And I get this text in the group like Darkseid said he gifted me a gift card, and I'm thinking, no, this can't be real. This can't be real. And then I'm looking and I'm like, is this real? So I keep asking, is this real? No way. So I'm like almost, I would say probably 10 minutes away from my house. I'm still looking, no way, this is real. 20 minutes away from my house, no way, this is real. I decided to actually turn around, go back to the house, put it in, and it was real.
Yeah, I'll put it in. Trust me,
Okay,
it'll feel real.
It'll feel real as hell.
This will definitely
And
no
we'll
drift.
be like, no way.
No way. I'm like, there's no drift. There's no drift in this joystick, baby.
No, false.
Wait, Ed, I'm kind of confused. Like this is what this kind of confused me about the story, right?
Go on.
Why you can do this all on your phone? Why did you go all the way back home to input it in, knowing that it could be false, that this could be a trick? It could be,
Yeah, why didn't you verify it on your phone? Yeah,
you could
don't you have the Xbox app or whatever?
On
I
your
have
phone?
the Xbox app, but I wasn't thinking about doing that.
But you can
'Cause I thought
sign
it was
into your
fake at
phone.
first.
But you can sign into no.
Yeah,
But-
but it doesn't make any sense.
Like, Ed, this story's
I
not
didn't
helping
do
you. The story's not helping
Yeah.
you. Like you could literally just went on your phone. I mean, most iPhones now you can take a picture and it will copy the text in the picture, and you could just easily paste that into the Xbox.
That's another thing. It was kind of blurry to actually for the phone to actually scan it. I mean, I can read it, but it was blurry enough where the phone couldn't understand what it was.
That was a snip from Windows. There's no way that was blurry.
It wasn't
Blurry
that
enough
bad.
where the phone couldn't read it.
All right, anyway,
Okay, sure.
Like it'll probably get like an X confused with something else. But go on.
But I could see the funny thing is I could see
This is my story, not your story.
Why'd you drive 20 minutes
so
back?
offensive.
Yeah, why'd you drive 20 minutes thinking that you're being lied to this entire time? We're playing this prank on you. I can just see you just like sweating bullets, like, oh my God, what if this is not right?
And doesn't everyone here give you like $5 in Prime every month?
Not always.
I know.
Not one person.
You are my only.
maybe
You are
not
my
two.
only Prime recipient, like forever. Like, yeah, I'm constantly paying
You
for
are
your
a
burrito.
subscriber.
Yeah.
I refuse to give him money until I get really good content from him. He hasn't streamed.
Wait, I thought the best content. What are you
Where's
talking
more
about?
combat at? You keep putting like, hey guys, watch this trailer, and literally 2/3 of your trailer is a lie.
Yeah,
Oh, I've been working on Monday.
And then
so why you put out the trailer?
Yeah,
because maybe one day I can be available to actually do it Monday.
Right.
Underground. I'm not gonna I do bust every time you say that.
Okay, let me just say that it's the season of giving. You know, it's Ramadan. So like
Wow.
you know, I wanted to, you know, just don't you need to be charitable. You need to donate to the poor. You need to
the less fortunate.
Yeah, it's less fortunate. No, but you know, you just want to be generous.
Bacon,
you know, hey, Ed has recently started live streaming watch-alongs for WWE and AEW, and like I said, we all love Ed and encourage his streaming. We actually want Ed to freaking do something other than Killer Instinct.
Yes.
So for me, I wanted to capture like a moment where Ed is interested in something, and like I'm genuinely interested in like the WWE game, and I think, you know, Ed would make good content out of it, and he has. It's been very entertaining.
It's very
I will say that if you watch WWE coverage on Ed's channel, it's been fun. He's been having fun with the game, and seems like he's like a kid on Christmas morning. So like
it's a lot of people
worth
too.
Money well spent.
People be coming in and talking about wrestling and going through nostalgia, talking about old WrestleManias and so forth. It has been really great content. The thing is, like with Ed, like and Darkside, I'm so happy about this. Like we've seen Ed play puzzle games in the past, and it is like almost like walking over hot coals, dragging your balls through glass, watching paint dry, because Ed will sit there at these puzzles and be struggling. Ed, that's not his forte. Ed is all about the action. He needs action games.
Hold on, like you guys get the puzzle right the first time around or whatever? Doubtful. Doubtful.
Sometimes it's how to say this.
Bandana Matt says yes, I do every time he gets it right the first time. Darkside, you were about to say something.
I was saying that Ed eventually gets the puzzle, right? Eventually he's playing Sonic, whatever, and eventually figures out how to play the game, you know.
No.
I remember watching Ed
a
play
broken
Sonic.
Clock is right twice a day.
I remember watching Ed play Sonic Frontiers. And I remember walking away from the stream because I got so frustrated because Ed would not read the tips on how to play the game. So, like
I read the tips.
Ed's 10 hours into the game and talking about, man, I didn't know I could run fast. Like, Ed, this is not walking. Like there was like super speed that you could do, and how you could attack enemies
or something.
And you were not like getting it. Oh, I think no, it was one of the bosses you got to run their back or whatever. Not bosses, but little mini games in the open world. And you didn't realize you could do something. And you were playing literally this one part, trying to beat it for like 2 hours. And then tips will come up, like Sonic would be like a little tip, like, hey guy, you just gotta press X, and you wouldn't read it.
I did.
You were literally.
I did read it. Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I'm sure I had to read everything.
I mean, that literally happened. There's some things you can't change. I was watching Ed play a ladder match where he cannot figure out how to grab the belts from the top. You get to the top of the ladder, and I'm like, just press RB. It says press RB. It was like, I'm pressing it. I
was pressing
You're not.
No, I was pressing it.
But
or Ed to figure out how to get out of the ambulance. He has not figured out how to get out of the damn ambulance.
No, I did. That was the first thing I knew how to do.
No,
you got to press it so fast.
No.
Did you actually won an ambulance
match? He has not won.
Not on live stream, but I have outside the live stream.
Oh, of course, off live stream.
So no, I know how to get out, but you have to press it fast enough to
No, this is what happened. I remember watching you do the ladder, not the ambulance. And the NPC on easy mode. Literally threw you into
It's not
ambulance.
easy mode. It's
And
on normal
he
mode.
closed the first door. It was like press B, and like when you press B, it's supposed to like
Well, let
lift
me
your.
ask you this: did I go through any tutorials or any like how tos? I went straight into
No,
the game.
it tells you in the It tells you in the game on
Yeah,
screen.
and I pressed
no.
the buttons. I
It
pressed
sounds like you actively
The
ignored
game
the
is stopping
pop-ups.
the gameplay to
the game.
teach
Yeah,
you how to
and
play.
did I not read it out loud?
I saw you. I saw you read the instructions for the ladder match, and you still kept not doing
I
the
got
thing.
it. I got it, but I was doing it at the wrong time because there's a circle and there's like a cut in the circle, but the circle's moving, so you have to like do it at a certain time. I didn't know that until like
But
3 times later.
The NPC throws you into the ambulance.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get out.
You see the NPC like holds the door and it closes it instantly.
No, he's not holding it. He's trying to slam
he's trying.
it in.
Yeah, he's holding it like trying to push you back in.
He's pushing.
Yeah,
he's not holding.
and then
This is holding. Nothing's happening. This is pushing.
Sure,
and I'm pushing against it.
You got it.
I'm
brother.
pressing X like crazy.
Yeah,
the thing is, when you get beat up so much, when you press X, it's hard to actually get out because your character is weakened. But if it's strong enough, if you press X 3 times, you're free. You gotta press.
Anyways,
Bandito Max says it perfectly. He said Ed reads it, but you don't comprehend it. And he said,
I read it. I comprehend it.
Eventually, you get it.
Win
eventually, you get it by the grace of God. You get it, and then
I do get it. Yeah, because your first time playing the game, no one gets it right the first time they play the game.
And
whether you read something or not.
We watch you play for hours. We literally watch you play for hours.
Yeah, and I won a few.
You didn't win any ambulances.
I did what, 3 ambulance matches?
Yeah, you've done 3, and I've seen you lose all 3.
Yeah, I did lose. Yeah, because my character was too weak to get out.
Sure,
that's any video game.
Anyways, it's fun to watch Ed.
Very entertaining.
It's fun to watch Ed. Like anything, Ed has genuine passion for the wrestling.
Wrestling,
it's been good. It's been good content. It's been good content.
Yes.
Really great content. So good job, Ed Underground. And now he's on multiple platforms as well. So he's on Kick, YouTube, and Twitch.
At the same time.
By the way, kids, I also want to say fuck you to the Ed Underground because he was streaming the other day, and he started talking about movies, and I was like, hey Ed, I put in the chat, I was like, Ed, maybe you should do a podcast and talk about movies. And I was like, oh yeah, I should do a podcast. I was like, what do you mean by that? So 0604, whatever my fucking name is. And I'm like, moron, plug the podcast. Like he's getting all these people. I'm like, plug the podcast. You're talking about movies. I was like, oh yeah, I'm on a podcast too. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. This is why I don't give him any money, because he doesn't look out for us. We look out for him, but we're just a little guy.
Yeah, this guy would drop us.
Wait a minute.
Cars and Culture shirt in a second.
If you go on my Twitch channel right now, you will see at the bottom there is.
At the bottom.
Are you hosting us right now? You should be hosting.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I should be.
You should
go on my Twitch.
Let me check. Let me check right now.
We're gonna check
Ed Underground live right now.
Hands are right here.
Ed Underground, you are not live.
No, I'm not live, but if you go on my channel, you'll see that you guys are on there.
Yeah, you should be live. You should be live and hosting us.
Yep.
No, it's hosting it.
Yeah, but it just doesn't mean anything.
It does.
Wow.
That means when they go on my channel, they'll see it.
It'd be your best friends, guys.
It'd be your best friends.
Wow.
You guys are learning. You're seeing this in real time. He has equal share of this podcast, but he doesn't equally talk about.
Oh, who made the logo?
Yeah, you made the logo.
Background.
What background?
Who made the banner, the name banners?
I did. And say I didn't.
No, you did not.
Say I didn't.
Yeah.
Hey, that
I'm
literally
pretty sure
took.
it was Cream.
Oh, look what literally popped up on
I
my
think
phone.
it was Cream, yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see it. The Blrd podcast showed up on my Apple stream. So yeah, go watch that on your Apple podcast. I mean, go ahead and start watching. Subscribe.
Yeah. Oh wait, go on my Twitch
no, don't
channel.
go. Don't go.
What do you see on my Twitch channel? It's live right now.
Well, the thing is, it's not live.
Go on your phone and go on my phone. Underground Twitch.
Yeah, no, I'm on Twitch. You're not live. I was on Twitch.
Why is this showing up then? Hold up. Why is this showing up?
Wait, you're live?
Yeah, but you're not
but look,
live though.
That is. Oh,
last live 1 hour ago.
Yep. You're not live.
Look.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it is real time. I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I know what you're saying, Ed, but you're not live hosting us. You're just.
When you go, scroll all the way down. Look at that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, at the very bottom. At the very bottom.
Yeah, that's what other Twitch streamers do. They put their favorite podcast, whatever, favorite channels at the bottom. Yeah, so
Yeah. All right, guys.
that's
This
right.
It's about to just
Best
be
in
a
the world, baby.
three man
All right.
podcast soon.
Okay. Anyways,
Fucking-
Ed, do you have any future content coming to your stream that will cross over with the Blurred podcasts on the WW2K 2K24?
Oh yes, make sure
Yeah.
you tune in
Yeah.
on the Ed Underground Twitch channel
Yes.
or YouTube or
Mhm.
Kick at I would say 10, let's say 10:15 p.m. Central.
Okay.
There's going to be
Crossover?
Crossover event. Wow.
a crossover match. You'll say
Okay.
I'll say
All
that.
right.
Crossover.
It'll
Alright.
be
match, okay.
yeah, so you might see 4 familiar faces on there.
Hey, this
Oh,
better
man.
be good. This better be good. Ed.
Now, will they be oiled up and rolling around with you as your fantasies? As you will be able
Yes.
to bring your fantasies to
I'll
life,
say
right?
3 of them will. One person will not.
Okay.
You should make my finisher the camel clutch.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
Mine's gonna be the
Alright.
Starfish Destroyer.
That's a pretty good move.
Yeah,
What?
The Chocolate Starfish
Mhm.
Destroyer.
hmm
Uh,
Actually, make mine the
what?
oil checker.
Mm.
Mm.
There you go.
Okay. I don't think I can go that deep into making the names of the moves.
Now, Ed, I'm
It's
gonna ask you a
in-
question.
Possible answer.
When you were making these characters, were you like clothed? Because you did this in your spare time, so you spent a lot
Of
of
course
time.
I was clothed. Even had a winter coat on.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Now, Ed,
I'm just
in
making
the
sure.
character creator, you have you gave us a sneak peek. You were able to create Sting, who's not his likeness is not in the game, but you were able to create him in the WWE game. Now, I think the question we all have on our minds: can you create Vince McMahon, and when will you have that stream?
So you can create Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
Music, no. Titantron, no. But you can create his likeness down to a T.
even
Okay.
with the
And-
tattoo on.
No, but we're
I
talking about
think-
Vince.
I think.
Vince.
But
What
what I'm
about
saying
Vince? We
is,
wanna know about
if I
Vince.
can-
Vinnie
but I-
Mac.
But what I'm saying is, if I can create Brock Lesnar to
Yeah.
close to a T, it's possible.
Vince.
I
Yeah.
can make Vince. It's
Gotcha.
possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make his
I mean-
finisher the Rikishi stink face.
I could.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sweet.
one of you might have it too.
That's hey, I'm totally fine with that.
I think I already know who's gonna get it,
Not me.
but we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. Don't spoil it. I'm really looking forward to this.
Oh,
this
there's
crossover.
a question for the Ed Underground.
Possible
on the
answer.
chat.
What's the question?
Ed, are you on Grinder?
I am
Hmm.
not, but
No?
nice try.
Well,
No.
I mean,
who asked
comments,
that question? Wait, let me guess. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
guess.
to take a
Without
guess,
me looking at the chat,
without looking at the
Yeah.
chat.
is it Oli whatever? Oli Toes.
Only those? No, it's not only toast.
Hold on, let me open this myself.
He-
I'm sure it is.
now,
but-
now his interest is
Hold
peaked.
on.
He's like, yeah. He's like, I wasn't
No,
interested.
he's like,
before.
huh?
Like, what? Did someone find my secret account? That's
It
crazy.
is.
That's crazy.
Of course it is.
No, I mean,
But no, I am not.
I'm assuming Only Toes is probably interested to know that mainly because you're making, 3 characters of other men, probably oiled up and in their underwear.
Men that you know.
Yeah,
You-
that you know
to live out fantasies.
in your spare
Hell.
time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is kind of weird.
Ed, however you get off, we don't care. Whatever floats your boat.
if you do
Hey,
it to my
man.
likeness, I'm cool. If
Yeah.
you do it to my likeness, I'm cool with that. We're bros, man.
Yeah, it's all
I
good,
think
Ed.
we assume you've been doing it already. So, like, I mean,
Yeah.
we're just giving you a tool to execute it.
Ed,
fully.
Boss everything.
Hey, that's not. Let's be honest. Like, sometimes you ask me like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm getting out of the shower, man. Like, what's up?" You're like, "Hey, send me a picture. I need it for my profile picture for your contacts." I'm like, "That's a little weird," but
Boss.
you're my
Oh.
boy.
Oh,
You're my boy.
speaking
so-
about pictures,
Your
You-
profile
you-
picture is just the
so-
tip of your dick.
he's like, I can recognize Eric from anywhere.
Yeah.
speaking about pictures, and this is no joke, you
Sure.
can literally take your face
Yes,
and put it onto a character.
do it.
Yeah.
Well, I would need a face picture, face only, of you 3
No, you ain't
Just-
getting no face pictures, man. I'm just telling you that right now.
Yeah, you're gonna get a head. You're gonna get a head for sure. It's gonna be a headshot.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be the head that you want, but you're gonna get a headshot for
Mhm.
sure. So,
Yeah. All right. So you heard a voice. Let's all send him a picture tonight of our head. Okay.
Headshots
Yeah.
only.
Yeah. He asked
I'm
for it.
good.
And as for it, we will oblige, of course.
Yeah, no.
Yep, you're
And
welcome.
for
Ed.
anyone out there, look out for the phone number. We'll eventually drop, so you can also send your headshots.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It's just and he's gonna have a Dropbox. We're gonna give him a Dropbox. If you want to do it
Mm.
anonymously, you can do that as well.
Mm.
Well, now you just gave me an idea.
We don't want to know it, Ed. All right, so
I
all
don't-
right,
You're
so
not
let's
helping things in.
yeah, let's get into our main topic. So main
All right.
topic tonight. It said before Underground, like, it's 116, blah, blah. It's 117. We're talking about obviously X-Men 97. 2 episodes did release as X-Men. The episodes came out, I believe, today. So as the Blur podcast, as studious as we are, as connoisseurs of fine Marvel animation that we are, we went ahead and watched it. So watched the first 2 episodes of X-Men 97, and yeah, this was something once again that's been in talks for many years about the X-Men cartoons coming back. We did get them in the original X-Men cartoons back in all of its glory. But now this is, for anybody who doesn't know, this is a continuation. It's literally meant to be the next day
This is the sixth. This is the 6th season of that original show.
the original show. So this is literally supposed to be the next day of the last episode of X-Men. So yeah, so let's go ahead and kick it off. What do you guys think?
I will kick it off here. So I got to little before this. The last 2 weeks I've crammed every episode of the original series in. I know Ed Underground watched it when it first came out, but I decided to try to rewatch the entire series and have a new appreciation for that original series. But man, that series wildly varied in animation quality within even the good seasons. You could tell that they had an A team and a B team, and the A team
Mhm.
worked on the main stories, and the B team worked on the filler episodes. And that 5th season, yikes, the animation was rough there.
Mhm.
That being said, now watching this new 2 episodes, I kind of miss that old janky animation. There's something charming about it, where this
Yeah.
new animation is a little too clean for me at times.
It's-
Yeah,
It's not just clean. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like Flash animation.
I think it's 3D.
Like when I see
Yeah.
it looks like Flash animation. There's no
it's
like you're
very
right. The
much
old one, even as janky as it was, you can tell someone drew it.
hand
You
drawn.
can
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
someone colored.
Even though this is hand drawn. This series
Is it?
is, I believe,
was
this
well,
series.
whatever they did, it just doesn't look as
it's too polished.
it's clean and
it's the
crisp, but it's not
problem.
as smooth. It's very, like I said, very Flash animation-y.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could definitely tell this is a Marvel Studios animation project because it has a lot in common with the What If series, where it's well, the What If series was way too in that direction where it's too artificial, like it's less
Yeah.
hand drawn and more Flash animation. This one does retain a little bit of the hand drawn like touches, but it's way too clean. That's the only thing I'll say about it in a negative light. By the way, spoilers. Everything else about this 2 episode premiere, I loved it. Obviously there's some voice actors that have passed away. So they're like, it's just after spending 2 weeks listening to the same woman voice Rogue, it's too weird to see or to hear excuse me, this new version of Rogue. But it's refreshing to hear. And like Beast, like I forgot how integral Beast was to the old series. He's in every episode.
Right.
He's in every episode. And that actor was amazing. But what do you guys think of the voice cast?
So I also did see all of the previous episodes, seasons. I saw the day Disney Plus was released because I was a big fan of the X-Men series back then. And I did notice a change in the voice casting. The Rogue did kind of throw me off, but I mean, we got what we got.
Mm.
It kind of grew on me towards the end. Whoever plays Rogue, but it's fine. Um, she was trying to imitate the previous Rogue. She wasn't like trying to throw her own spin on it, just
Mm.
being Rogue, which is fine. Was Wolverine the same person?
I think so.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of who else like I really kind of noticed was different.
Um,
I know Rogue.
Gambit feels different. I don't know if it's just a different actor or not, but it feels different. I know in season 5 they changed the Gambit's voice actor, and it was just so jarring to see that change or hear that change. I can't tell. Like, if they've gotten a new person, this person's kind of like trying to balance the original voice really well. But everything else, like fucking to hear Magneto
Oh
just
yeah.
do a monologue in that voice, um, it's just
S-
so good.
Yes, it is.
And like by the way, we didn't talk about it here. This series right now is 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. First 2 episodes have critics have given it 100%,
Oh, sweet.
and I think fans have rated it pretty highly too. I think they did a spectacular job capturing the X-Men, like capturing that time. They did a great job, which is I'm shocked by, because how many times do they bring something back and they miss some element of it? You know what I mean? And they're like, it just doesn't work. This one worked. And uh, I was afraid. I'm sure Ed uh, Underground.
Heck
I was
yeah.
afraid that
I still am.
they would insert. Well, we still have time here. And remember, X-Men is a very politically charged show that is a lot of analogies for modern day events. Um, and I don't know how you guys feel about the second episodes, but I definitely got a lot of January 6th vibes out of
Yeah.
that second episode. I was waiting for like a shaman to be in the crowd too, to storm the UN building.
They
Um,
basically had a shaman. It was
th-
the
Uh,
executioner.
yeah,
Execution.
executioner. He basically was the shaman.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like again. So they're it's a very dangerous game, but X-Men is one of the few cartoons and comics that can embrace like current politics and current social uh, uh, ideas that are controversial and repackage them and put it in front of people's faces and have them confront it. And, it's interesting to see people's reactions to it when it's repackaged in this light. I loved Magneto's speech to the UN. Like I
Yeah.
thought that was a really of course the gravitas of it was real cool to see him do it. And fucking Magneto OP as fuck. But
Yeah.
when you get down to the what he's saying, like um what he's trying to get at, I think they're playing a dangerous game. I want to see how they tiptoe around certain things. I didn't want them to compromise that original like the analogies for things. I wanted them to just lean into it, but do it well in a clean way. And so far, first 2 episodes really impressed me in terms of the package they presented.
You sound like me.
Mm, mm.
Well, to so talk to your point, Dark Side, really quick about the voice actors. Actually, Rogue is the same person from the original X Men to now.
Really?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
Damn.
she's still the same person.
It
Cyclops,
sounds different though.
Cyclops. Well, and you also got to remember that was 20 plus years ago.
Yeah,
Years ago.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's an older
Jeez,
person.
years ago.
And apparently she's not even like she's Canadian, and she had to really like change her voice to give Rogue that Mississippi like type of
Called acting,
accent.
baby. It's called
Yeah,
acting.
call it acting. That's what it is. Two people that have changed. Now there are people who have changed. They are still in X-Men 97 from the original X-Men. They're just not playing the original characters as they were before. There's a lot of switch up between original one and 97. So there's like people, for the most part, only people that really have like absolutely changed for sure was
Beast, right? Because the
Cyclops.
actor died.
No, Cyclops and Magneto. Those only two.
They're
Magneto.
changed.
Yeah, they're
Really?
changed. Yeah,
And Cyclops?
both of those actors.
Hmm.
For X-Men. For X-Men 97, those were two actors died. Norman Spencer, Cyclops, and David Hemlin for
Wow,
Magneto.
because both of those characters are seamless.
Yeah. I thought it was the
I
same
would not have
actors.
bet. I would not have bet. Now,
Yeah.
is the actor for Beast? Did he pass away? I thought he did.
I don't see that here. I'm reading an article about it. Doesn't seem like he's dead and that he got, because they said only people that were absolutely had to be recast were the two that was
Oh, the
mentioned.
two. Okay. Wow.
And then the reason why you don't hear why you think they sound the same and they even cross your mind is that the two actors who replaced them are mimicking their voice as tribute to them for for original X-Men, which is, I mean, that's an awesome thing to do. I mean, people are used to the voice. I mean, if an actor dies, I mean, there's not much you can do about that. But you know, I mean, people are forgiving of that for sure. But yeah, the fact that they're mimicking their voice to make it as seamless as a transition as possible, that's pretty cool. Yeah, like Jean Grey is different, but another alumni who was also playing X-Men characters in the past is now doing Jean Grey, and the original Jean Grey is now playing Dr. Valerie Cooper. So there's a lot of, like I said, a lot of mix-ups that are happening now. So characters that were being voiced before are just being done by other alumni. So that's how it's kind of going.
Cool.
Green Turner, do you want to give your thoughts?
Hot take.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched it. I enjoyed it. I'm not that crazy about it, to be honest. I thought it was good. It's just, I don't know. I honestly don't have much to say except that it was an okay series so far. It's only 2 episodes in, so we still have more to go, right? How many episodes?
I think 10. There's gonna be 10.
That's
10.
good.
So maybe within the next 10, I'll find something that really connects with me. But so far, I'm like, meh, it's not, anything that I'm too crazy about.
I'm kind of crazy about it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I feel like Cyclops, being the Boy Scout that he is, and that scene where one of the Sentinels tears up the
one of the what?
One of the Sentinels.
Okay.
Well, what did you think I said?
Sentinels or something like that.
No, Sentinels. I said Sentinels.
You said library. I heard you.
Oh, yes. Anyways,
yeah, I guess that you're right, Ed. That was the highlight for me. If there were a highlight, were some of the action pieces, set pieces, like the what is it called, Ed? The big machines.
The
Sentinels when they ripped the ship apart, or remember when Gambit like supercharged Wolverine's
I thought
claws?
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool.
Those things were cool, so I'll give him that.
Or even like the scene where the scene where Cyclops is still falling, but then he like starts to dive. And then he uses optic blast.
It was cool.
Optic blast.
It was cool.
Yeah.
We both
now I will say in the entire series, Master Mold has never gotten up out of his chair in the entire original series.
That was one thing I didn't understand, because I was like,
Master Mold is tired.
Master Mold is always just sitting.
He is tired because he's fucking master molding shit all day long.
Right.
It's the most useless sentinel
they have. Yeah, it really is.
No, he shouldn't have legs. He should just be a stump. But dude decides to get up, and I was like, oh shit, Master Mold got up. Wolverine one-shotted that dude. And here's the thing: in the entire series, there's a continuity issue here. In the entire series of if this is the 6th season, the X-Men generally, they have gotten better at taking out Sentinels, as the series, right?
Makes sense.
But they still struggle with Sentinels. You know what I mean? As a team, they have to work as a team. Yeah. Wolverine one-shotting Master Mold. I was like, wait a minute. One-shotted Master Mold.
Sentinels look weak.
It does.
It did.
Like the Sentinel, Master Mold is supposed to be like the big bad.
Actually, you're right. They took down all those Sentinels with ease.
Well, that's
technically they were dead Sentinels.
Yeah, they did. But I mean, I did like that. they've introduced some new modern X-Men elements, like the Sentinels recognized Storm as an Omega level mutant, and she
Yeah.
did whip out like she pulled them all up in the air. So I think that's her becoming more powerful. And it definitely felt like Magneto was way more powerful in
Yes.
the series. So like I hope they lean into the levels.
Everyone's power. Well, the new guy, he has like solar energy or something.
Yeah.
Oh
You're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
also like Omega level mutant. If he really
Mhm.
does have like sun-like plasma, he's just gonna
Mhm.
be able to fucking melt people in a heartbeat. He's gonna
Yep.
be able to like give people like radiation poisoning. He's
What was
gonna.
his
I mean,
name? Ricardo?
I forgot, but
Roberto?
like
Something like
if he
that.
can scale that power, that's gonna be pretty neat to see.
Is he?
What did you guys think about that character?
Useless
he
for
was
the
I thought
beginning
he was
of it.
annoying, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
I
I was
was like, they
scared.
better not be inserting a new character here because I'm not really interested
I
in.
was going to ask you, is he a new
This was gonna
character?
be the
I was
what's the guy
scared.
Uh,
from Mortal Kombat?
That's what I was thinking. Like, is this the Mortal Kombat guy? Like,
Yeah.
there's he's like he reminds I don't know to answer your question, Eddie. He might be, but like because there's so many new X-Men characters, he seems like an original creation to me. I could be wrong, um, but there are a lot of cool characters they could bring into the show. But I was really hoping, like I was like, please don't stick around. We already have Jubilee.
exactly.
We don't need a like a perspective character. Jubilee's our perspective character.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That guy
Um,
from Mortal Kombat, whatever his name is, the movie.
Yeah, that was insane that the Jubilee was talking to the guy and he's like, oh yeah, it was a crazy day. He's like, wait, hold on. All that shit I watched took place in a single day. It's like, what
Yeah.
the fuck is happening with this? How
that's
long
what
is a day in the
That's what I'm
X-Men
saying. Like that
universe?
first episode was like they. That's what I'm saying. When I say like Wolverine one-shotted Master Mold, they have gotten really efficient at tracking down Master Mold. The whole like governments could not find him. They found him
They found him easily.
with yeah. And like I'm telling you, Wolverine one-shotting
Or
Master Mold
when
is
fucking
OP as fuck.
what's her name? Jean Grey decided to completely forego like a procedure and everything and decided to literally like violate that guy by like infiltrating his mind and basically just
Hey,
extracting the information out of him
Yeah.
you got a
instead of
baby on
like
the
in the
way.
old days where Charles will be like, hey, we need to go through the legal steps
Charles
because
wouldn't do
we
it.
want to
Yeah.
be treated the same. Jean
Charles
Grey
didn't
just
go.
tossed all that aside. It's like,
Oh
fuck it,
yeah,
I'm gonna
Yeah.
fucking
yeah.
mind rape this guy and
Give,
get
give me
all the
give me that
info I
brain.
want.
Give me that brain. I need that info.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised by that too. I was like, damn, she just like Cyclops. Like, yeah, we don't like you got 10 years on the table, but we don't actually need you to cooperate. And she was just like, yeah, fuck you. I'm going straight into your brain. That was kind of cool.
This
Yeah,
is X-Men without Charles, so
yeah. This
or
Yeah.
supposedly.
well, that's the thing. This is well,
Yeah.
I have theories about that, but
Not your mom's X-Men.
yeah.
There's about
What?
what? It's pretty definitive. What is the
Oh, I'm not.
figure?
I'll say it later. I won't say it now.
Okay.
Because this is
Nah, just say
literally
it
the
right
second.
now.
This is the
Come
second episode. Like,
Oh, okay.
I don't think Charles is dead. I
don't think so
No,
either.
he's not dead. He's definitively not dead.
Yeah, he's definitely not dead. But
He's
I'm
not.
saying how I
Yeah.
think he's gonna come back. So
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
so
Yeah.
but the thing is this. I love this. Like I'm not gonna lie. I was a little scared at first when
I was.
the first episode when the rich guy got kidnapped. I'm like, okay, and then he went to the mansion. I'm like, I hope they're not gonna do some weird like, hey, where's your powers? Like I can do this weird thing, and I'm all of a sudden like I can manipulate the world, and I'm just like the super mutant that everybody needs to protect. I was really scared about that. It seemed
Yeah,
like
we already have one Sparkle person. We don't need.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. I was like,
Mhm.
I don't want another one like that where he's some unknown mutant and they gotta be careful and protect him for the rest of the world and the rest of the series because he's some beyond Omega mutant and so forth.
Mhm.
Which is actually a real classification, by the way. But
Yep, there is.
yeah, there's only a few mutants that are above that, but or beyond Omega. But in either case, no, I really like this. I felt this was outside. This was a light show. I felt it was very light. The first episode felt light. It didn't feel like, oh man, they're trying to throw anything too heavy. They're not
Yep.
trying to like inundate us with a whole bunch of BS and so forth. It's just kind of like, all right, Charles is dead. this is how the X-Men, now we have this time of peace. Now we're trying to just move on with our lives. And it felt very natural. Like, you know, the X-Men are not going to have to always like 24/7 be in this, you know, crisis on Earth, and they have to go save, and there's all these subplots that are going on. Like, no, it's just very simple. I really like that. The action was really good. I love the fact of the Sentinels. I forgot, like, I haven't watched the original one again. I think I watched like 1 or 2 episodes, but I just loved how, first off, they're supposed to be like robots, right? But these dudes, they just really look like just regular big guys in suits, and they just got like, they're just made out of like wires and so forth. So when X-Men are ripping them apart, they're just like, oh, you know, these are robots.
Or fucking, or how the fuck did Beast control one?
They've
never been like,
never explained
they've never been
more
like user operated. They've always been like, that's what they're called, Sentinels.
Yeah,
they're not supposed to. Yeah,
literally,
like, how
he just
it was kind of cool
the limbs so accurately. He's like, what the?
That's
fuck?
what that's what I'm saying.
Scientists,
they like that they have, like, that's why I said throughout the series they have had trouble fighting Sentinels, and there was like a Sentinels were an obstacle for them. Yeah. This episode, like I'm saying it again, Wolverine one-shotted fucking Master Mold.
Yeah.
Beast is like working them from the inside. Yeah, it's like with Storm is just like lifted them all, dropped them all. I think it might be like their showrunners might be trying to make a point where the series started with Sentinels.
Yep.
And
this escalation
point, characters.
Now,
their powers are escalating. Sentinels don't mean much to them anymore. Yeah. And like we're now entering another major new
new threat, possibly.
Yeah. Like you said, right, escalation of threat. And
you have like something like the Dark Phoenix, right? Like you have Dark Phoenix. Who gives a shit about Sentinel at that point? Like,
exactly.
You have something that can literally take over the entire planet. And it's like, oh, you have a couple robots. It's like, what's going to be at that level where you need to rise up? This kind of reminds me of like just like animes and mangas and all this, or just in comic books in general. Eventually, there's a point where you have to level up. I like the fact that Storm wasn't just like, hey, I got a little, you guys want to get wet? Like, hey, I got some rain.
You want to know what happens when lightning strikes a frog? Oh, wasn't when lightning strikes a toad?
Yeah.
It's like,
but it's only good when Halle Berry delivers that line.
Yeah.
It's like,
remember how she had an accent for the first movie and forgot about it in the second movie?
Yeah, you didn't need it. She didn't need it.
But I did like they did update Rogue. I keep saying Rogue, Storm. They gave her the Mohawk. I was like,
dude,
that's
I've
cool.
always been a fan of the Mohawk.
Yeah,
I've always been and then speaking of Rogue or whatever, another, like, for some reason I was thinking the other day, I'm like, I forgot that Rogue in the comic books, Rogue and Wolverine. Storm and Wolverine were a couple.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, I'm like, that was a pretty cool like little storyline that they had.
In the X-Men comic, these X-Men are fucking each other left and right. They're hooking up all over the place.
Yes.
And I want to see more. Like, Rogue and Magneto have a romance in the comic, so like they've hinted at that here. So obviously they're going in
big time.
What did Magneto do to her hand? Did he like?
I'm assuming he used his magnetism to not get
they never touch.
Yeah, I don't know.
Touch for him, something to do with magnetism, so he won't get his power taken, maybe. Because you see his hands spark.
Yeah, she like something gets sparked. I don't know if he sparked her, she sparked him, and then they could touch. And I was like, oh, that's kind of hot. And then Gambit, poor Gambit, he just got cock blocked by his new head of the house.
New boss, basically.
Yeah, the boss. Yeah. And so Gambit's all heartbroken and so forth.
He's been working that ass for 6 years. 6 years,
to hit that
since '92, I believe.
Wolverine.
Mon ami.
Yeah.
Or Mon chéri.
Mon chéri. Then someone just steps in.
Yeah, and then Wolverine, I do like the fact that, I mean, we've seen this whole love triangle with Scott, Jean, and Wolverine. I'm glad they don't harp on it at all, really. Wolverine, he has a little like jealousy, but
you can tell he still cares for
Jean
It's
Grey.
less sappy than the
Yeah.
original series
Yeah.
where
He's pretty much
Wolverine is on the verge of tears because she
Of
gets close
tears.
to
Well, I
him.
mean, think about it.
You know
Like
what
they have
else
a
was
kid and
neat
everything
too?
else.
That Sabretooth and Wolverine patched things up.
I
I was
like
like, what the
that
fuck?
was cool.
Where they were both sharing a beer, a 6-pack of beer.
Yeah,
Like they were
Morph.
like basically fighting for old time's sake.
Wait,
No,
what?
no,
But it was
they
like a
weren't
friend.
friends. They
That
weren't friends
wasn't-
though. That was
No,
Morph.
that was Morph. That was
That
Morph.
was Morph.
Yeah,
Oh,
Morph
I
turned
thought,
into-
yeah, that was Morph.
I thought it was
Yeah,
Sabretooth.
Morph-
I was
No.
excited.
No. He was trying to
Yeah.
get him out of the
Good
tree,
side.
so he became
Yeah.
Sabretooth.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool as
Uh,
shit.
Remember,
Morph.
Morph tried to give the beer and just trying to like, hey, buddy.
There's no
And then-
universe where Wolverine and Sabretooth are
So we're
having
gonna
a
be
beer.
friends. Yeah, they're not
Well,
friends.
this-
any
look,
of the
this-
multiverses.
This universe, I never thought I would see Magneto lead the fucking in a cartoon form,
And-
lead
Yeah.
the
I was gonna say, yeah,
X-Men. You know what
there's
I mean?
other forms, where
Yeah,
Magneto's a good
obviously,
guy.
comic books they've
Yeah.
done everything, but I'm
Yeah.
saying this type of media.
Well, yeah,
I don't
because
think
in
I
the,
would ever see the
in
point
the
of
cartoons, Magneto was the ultimate bad guy overall.
Yeah.
Like,
that. Yeah,
and so it was kind of like,
Well,
Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, like in my mind, as a child watching the cartoon, as a child, however old I was in the 90s,
Yeah.
I don't know, like I was definitely not a child. But watching it, it was definitive that Magneto was their arch enemy and he was the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
But now having watched, like, crammed all these episodes in, even in that original series, there was there's a effort to redeem Magneto. He was never. This is why I like the X-Men cartoon and the X-Men in general. Magneto is never a clear-cut villain in the series.
No.
Even from the beginning, they've in the 90s cartoon where they could have easily established him as Skeletor. They
never
for
did.
kids, a show for kids, they firmly made it so that Magneto you have sympathy
Purpose.
for him. He has purpose. You see his perspective. Yes, he's a mutant terrorist, but he has like you can kind of
reason?
you're on his side, you know.
Yeah.
kinda like-
You're empathetic to him
Yeah.
because
yeah, and they never dropped that in the series. And
Yeah.
this new show is a real evolution. I love that.
This is-
that
this
second
is-
episode was outstanding for me.
I would say honestly, the second episode was probably a 10 out of 10 for me because
Yeah,
it
me too.
was. I mean, as like you said, as a kid, you're just like, man, Magneto's just a bad guy, and man, I hate him forever. But in this one, like now as an adult, and you know, actually, and they flesh it out a lot in the movies as well that Magneto wasn't just a terrorist. He was actually, you know, really fighting for the equal rights for mutants. And he was just
Yeah.
he was just responding to the force brought against him. But in this second episode, you really see like they almost like you cannot come away from that thinking, damn, this is a bad guy. You know, you really get to see like, damn, Magneto really wasn't, because we never had really a speech. I honestly, I think this is the best speech Magneto had, really outlining his goals and why he is the way that he is.
He's
And-
had speeches, but this is a really good.
No,
it
I'm saying
feels
no,
like
I'm
it's
talking in
one
live
of those
action.
speeches from back. Oh, live action. Oh, nah.
Like
nah.
live action compared to this, I feel like the address to the UN was really good. And
Oh, yeah.
I was like, you can't come away from that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I got goosebumps thinking about it, or watching it, especially at the time. I was like, this dude is like, he's extremely powerful, literally one of the most powerful Omega mutants to ever
Mhm.
existed, and he's pretty much like, hey, you know, I could kill you. Like he lifted them pretty much in space. They freeze.
Oh,
him.
that scene was so
That's
cool.
yeah, that was a great scene around like where's he going with
Going with
this?
this, yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
Is he about
And
to
I
kill
love that.
Executioner? Like,
I
I
was
thought
gonna
it was
turn on
gonna
him.
kill them.
I thought
like,
it was too.
I
But
thought,
then once
yeah.
he started talking, I'm like, oh, okay, he's gonna let him live. I
But
thought
it was
just gonna,
so
but the
cool.
speech,
go
the
back to
speech
his
was
old
good.
ways.
The speech was good. He was
Yeah.
like, I could kill you, and if you had met me a couple months ago,
Or
I
last
would've-
week.
I would have killed you.
Yeah.
But I'm trying. I'm here, but do not.
well, he
make
made
me
a
regret it.
promise to Charles to give, to prove that he could do it.
But
Yeah.
But in his speech though, it was great that he was like, I am trying until you force me not to try anymore.
I love
Yeah.
that line.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's not saying that he's not going to go back and start killing people again and
Yeah.
go full all on
Yeah.
the mutant side. But he's like, I'm trying here. If you guys force me to, I will kill you all. I was like, yo, this is amazing.
And I like that like he took him up there and the whole point of it, like in that speech, was like, so you could turn around and look behind you and you could see the planet at the end of the day
Yeah.
You know, that's what he sees when he, you know, like, so that's his, like, we're all on this planet kind of, this is his effort to coexist.
This is the last effort, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, really well. And like, so they've done a great job. It's only 2 episodes, but in these 2 episodes, they've done a great job of developing these characters from where they were naturally to where they are. Magneto's a great example. Jean is a great example. Like,
Scott
by the way,
is great.
Scott is a great example. His development, like him embracing that leadership role, they're doing a good job with that. His inner angst, and Jean, like, she's like a really good character in the original series, and I like where they're bringing her to. What's the other character I thought was really well?
Wolverine?
No, Wolverine's kind of one note at this point.
Yeah,
but like,
Wolverine's pretty one note.
I actually liked Morph. I thought Morph was good.
Morph
was surprisingly good.
Yeah.
So this is really great. If you, like I said, my perspective from binging the series, Morph is a character, like, he's in it. And when I was a kid, I was annoyed by Morph. Like, I didn't really have a great opinion of Morph. And then, but they really told the story in that original series of this, like, Morph redeeming himself and coming back into the fold. And it's great to see him now, like, fully redeemed and recovered from the trauma from the, like, Mr. Sinister did to him. And like, he's back in the team and he's fully functioning. Like, seeing him fight, becoming different characters to fight, like him becoming Archangel in the flight sequence. I was like, I was
confused. I was like, I was like, where the hell Archangel come? I was so confused. I was like, that has to be more. I was like,
it was cool.
Yeah,
well, they had what's his name? The big guy,
Colossus,
the Blob.
A Blob.
When he
Blob.
bounced the Blob stomach to finish up the Sentinel.
He did Psylocke. He did anything. He did anyone he needed to be.
Colossus,
which is, again, goes to his development as a character. He was timid in the beginning of the series, and he slowed to recover. And now you can see him fully
embracing his growth,
utilizing his abilities to maximum potential that Charles Xavier is wanting him to do. Like, to see him move seamlessly from Colossus to Psylocke to, like, whatever he needed to be to fight. Like, this is a great development for Morph. So I was really happy to see Morph just become something. You know, it's good to see his character end up this way. So I think they've done a great job transitioning the same characters into almost like they weren't teenagers. They weren't teenagers in that series, but they were just a little more gullible. Now they're just like more adults. And of course, we didn't talk about, like, Jean is pregnant, which I don't want to. There's a heavy spoiler at the end of the second episode where I don't want to say. Well, obviously, one of them's not Jean.
Yeah, one of them.
One of them's not. Yeah. Which one is it though? I don't know. Well,
yeah, somebody's pregnant. Well, Jean's pregnant. I mean, she's pregnant throughout the entire thing.
She's pregnant, and okay. Well, this is not really
spoilers. So this is your
last spoilers if you haven't read any of comics in the last 20 years.
But this is your last chance to leave. So
So of course, that's not Jean. He didn't marry Jean. He married Madeline Pryor. But the baby is Cable. That is Nathan Summers. So it's cool to see baby Cable. But yeah, you see Jean at the end of the second episode. Maybe they changed it up. I mean, maybe it's not the same as the comic. But cool. In the comic, he does marry Madeline Pryor.
Why is Bishop still there? I thought Bishop.
That's the fucking question, my man. Yeah. That's the question.
I was really confused by that.
I have no.
Well, he was in the last episode. In the
was he?
What? Yeah, he was in the last episode.
Yeah, he was in every
final
episode.
Season.
He was.
Oh, he's on the final season. Oh, okay.
The final season. Yeah, he was at the end too, where they like all facing the sun. But he was there. So,
well, why was Bishop there?
Well, why is he still there? That's the crazy. Like, he should have been gone. Like,
last time I fucking binged this series. I don't remember Bishop in the 5th season at all.
He was there.
I just remember when they were doing the whole time travel thing in the comic book, and Cable and him were coming back from time, coming back from the future.
Yep.
I almost remember. I remember Cable went back in his own time. I thought Bishop went back in his own time too. So
Bishop, the 3rd season. third season finale. There's a 4-parter with Cable, Bishop, Apocalypse, and every freaking X-Men in that. It's a big ending, and yeah, Bishop is like he's out of time, like he's out of the timeline
thing, yeah.
And and at the end of the day, when they fix everything, yeah, he does go home. So I'm really confused, like why Bishop is here. Like is he trying to prevent Xavier from getting assassinated again? Or
Even though
I
he's
don't
already
know. I
assassinated?
really don't know why Bishop is there.
Yeah, that's what the one thing I was confused about because everybody else makes sense. Now, granted, I didn't watch the original series, and to finale, but that was just one thing. I'm like, all these other characters make sense to me, but
Yeah.
Bishop, and I was like,
Bishop comes back 3-4 times. Like he's constantly time traveling in the original series.
It's worse than
He's
Trunks.
constantly
yeah, I was gonna say he's like Trunks,
constantly
like,
trying to fix things. Yeah,
It's worse than
he's
Trunks.
basically Trunks.
Yeah. Like my timeline is fixed now, but I'm still gonna come back because I want to get stronger, guys. Like, what? That's not how this works, dude.
I guess I have to rewatch it. I guess to see if Bishop has that band on his arm, which
Oh
means
no,
that he's
No, Beast
so
has
time
it.
travel.
yeah, Beast has it. Beast was
Oh
working
yeah,
on it.
he's talking. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's
so
like, yeah, this is amazing. I need
okay,
to,
so maybe Beast mentioned that he's trying to fix it for Bishop. Maybe Bishop is stuck.
second.
But I thought if you
pass.
break it, you go back to your
You go back
timeline,
to your
too.
time. Yes,
Yeah.
that's been the continuity in the.
So he doesn't have it on. He doesn't have the bracelet on, but he's still just chilling around. Like, hey guys, I'm here for diversity, and I'm the black
You know
guy.
what he is
Yeah.
severely
Yeah.
lacking though?
Dreads.
That beautiful mullet.
Yeah, what
The
happened?
Beautiful mullet
because
he
this is-
I'm
has.
surprised they took it out.
Because this is
He should have the
2024.
He should have the Killmonger.
This is
He
97 now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
this
they
is
had a
nice.
freaking.
Come on.
He had a
this is
freaking,
supposed to be 97.
Walkman.
He
Yeah.
should have the
Hey,
mullet,
The
man.
90s,
Yeah.
the 90s cartoon did have that glorious like let your soul glow.
Yep.
Dude, I love that hair because
Jerry
it was
curl.
so recognizable too. Like,
Yeah.
you're like, oh,
yeah,
even from like when they drew him from behind, you're like, oh, okay, that's fucking
That's Bishop.
Bishop. You know what I mean?
yeah, he did have the
Yeah.
best hair out of all the.
He must have
X-Men
found
for sure.
a nice barbershop in the hood somewhere. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like, hey, bro, just give me a taper on the side. And he's like,
yeah, I got it. Say no more. I got
yeah,
you.
he's
Buddha.
like, he's like, yeah, bro, why you got this mullet? Like, this ain't. Do you think this is 1990? Like, wrong timeline, bitch. Nah, this was amazing. The one thing I was also worried about, and this is a little bit controversial, was and I don't think it's as controversial because I watched the boys spinoff. What was it? What's that called? Gen V. Yeah, Gen V.
Gen V, yeah.
When they tackling the idea of trans characters, right? So I know a lot of people were scared that Disney was going to go with a very woke narrative, that this was going to be a horrible story, and that it's just going to be ruined by identity politics and all those other stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what X-Men, and I think what people always forget, that X-Men has always been, especially in the comic books, has always, the whole purpose of X-Men was pushing social, societal, I guess, issues within the comic books. Like X-Men is just an analogy of racism, and with 97, I like when we were talking about January 6th, 97 could possibly be a really good analogy of, like you were saying, with dealing with January 6th with the insurrection.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like they handled it in such a way that if you are a kid and you're just watching it and you're not paying attention, you just be like, oh man, holy shit, this is awesome.
Fucking Shaman, cool.
Go after the UN Council, show them.
Get him, Shaman.
But this one is just kind of like, but as an adult, you can kind of see like, oh, this is what they're playing to. It's kind of cool. It makes the show relevant, I guess, to say, with societal stuff. The one thing I know a lot of people were concerned about was Morph. Because Morph is a non-binary character, which I think actually, because like in Gen V, they do the exact same thing. They have a non-binary character, but that character literally can switch between a male persona, which is like super powerful, like physically powerful and durable. The female character is more of a ranged character with like, sparkles and so forth. So it's, I really like that, like Morph is built like this character, and they don't go out of their way to be like, hey, like blah blah blah, like Morph, let's go fight on the front lines with you. It's just like he's non-binary and that's just what he is. But it makes sense because he could be any character. And at one
It
point,
makes sense. Yeah.
I remember at one point did Morph. I think this is with what's his name? Damn, what was the guy that was torturing him? Mr. Sinister.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mr. Sinister.
At one point, I remember Morph didn't know who he was, right?
Yes.
Then he was confused on who his true being was.
His true identity.
True identity. So I like the fact, and I mean that's kind of a trope that they have done, like I said, in previous, like representing like trans characters or like non-binary characters. They kind of done that trope before. It's like, okay, well, this is a non-binary character because this superhero has powers of a male and a female or this, that, and the other. They can be multiple characters. But I actually liked how they approached it. Now, I think with X-Men being, like Benedict Max says, having societal messages, I think X-Men, they did it in such a way that's very tasteful. Nothing that is, like I said, overly aggressive, but they just make it normal. Like Morph doesn't feel as a out of place character. He feels very normal, and this is just what it is. And I think that's a really powerful statement about that.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people were concerned because the director, Bo, what's his name? Bo,
the
Davidson?
Showrunner.
Yeah, director Bo Davis. I forgot his last name.
Yeah, something like that.
But he got obviously canned right before the show, and people were like, "Oh, that's because Disney already knows, like, you know, blah blah, like, you know, all these conspiracy theories about why he got fired, and they thought the show was going to be horrible." And I was just like, yeah, I'm so happy. That's I was a little worried too. Me personally, I was a little worried that maybe this show was just a huge political statement and that it was just going to be really shitty, not paying homage to the original X-Men. But I think they did it very well, very tastefully, and it, for the most part, from what I remember from the original X-Men, now I will binge watch eventually the original X-Men as well, but I feel like they've done everything that the original X-Men did, but better. I feel like they made it less of a kid's show to an extent and more of a young adult show, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, it's a natural evolution of how television is like embracing more, but embracing serialized like character development in modern television, where in the past, it wasn't such a important factor. They really like the development of characters is really, I think, to their benefit. I think that's going to take this, like, you care about these characters, and it's a drama. Like, I mean, X-Men at the end of the day is a soap opera. Like in the comic, it's such a soap opera comic.
Yes.
And it's like I said, they're hooking up each other. They're doing like all these things, and there's all these angst and emotions and hormones, and like it's so many metaphors are happening. So you could easily get it wrong, but you're absolutely right. I totally forgot about the Morph thing, that about him being non-binary, and hopefully they don't need to go into like any more detail. Like they say he's non-binary, he could be transgender. All of those things make total sense to me, because if you're a shapeshifter, you are. I mean, that's in the nature of the.
You're literal.
You literally are. You're changing your sex. You're changing your entire identity to another sex. Yeah. So you're literally transgender. So I'm glad. I know when recently when the revelation that Mystique and it was the penis of the creation of Nightcrawler, and not the vagina portion of. Sorry to be so crass and vulgar to the audience, but I tell it like it is. But yeah, for years we assumed that Mystique was the mama in the situation. Turns out she was the dude, and it makes total sense that she was the dude. Yeah. She put her penis in another character, and that's okay.
Story is this?
It's in the comic, bud.
Yeah.
Must be new comic book,
or maybe she didn't, and she was the baby mama in some freaky mutant situation that I don't even have a concept to understand. But here's the thing, the Nightcrawler's mom is definitely Destiny, which is a character who is female, female,
yep,
biologically female. So Mystique would have had to go in rock hard. You know what I'm saying, Ed? Ed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she was playing bat, and she was batting
you
100.
know what I'm saying?
She was batting 100.
Yeah, she went in all the way, and I'm glad. Like, and here's the thing, it makes total sense.
Yeah,
it makes total friggin' sense. Now, the only question I have here is when Wolverine is lonely for Jean, does Morph become Jean and allow him to take a shot?
Absolutely.
I hope
Wouldn't you do it?
No.
Wouldn't you do it? That's a good friend.
Yeah,
That's
No.
good friend right there.
That is a good
That's good
friend.
buddy.
That
is good buddy.
Yeah.
You know, those
At
are
the end of the
true
day,
friends.
that's all I need. This
Those
show to
are
reveal.
true friends.
Because you see at the end of the second episode,
Yeah.
Morph turns into Sabretooth.
Sabretooth.
Literally to get, because Wolverine was pouting. The
Yep.
beard wasn't doing it for him. So Wolverine, he turns his back, he was pouting, then he turns into Saberwolf. Wolverine, hey, that was when he pulled out his claws.
Antimanium
That wasn't what he actually.
What was it, Ed?
Animanium.
That's what you said first.
So what do you say? You say
I thought you said
You don't say
Quantumania. I thought you said
it first.
Quantumanium.
I thought you said
no.
Ant-Man Quantumania.
Yeah.
No, I don't speak of that movie. But go
You
on.
forgot the D, Ed. There's a D there. Adamantium.
Adamantium. Yes.
Antimantium. He was upset again.
Yeah, these are T's. But no, the fact that Wolverine pulled his claws out, that's just that's really, he was getting hard for Sabretooth. So if Jean Grey, if Morph turns into Jean, like,
What?
Hey,
bro.
nothing wrong with that, Ed.
Yeah, he's like, hey, bro.
I doubt.
You're sad. Your 4-foot self wants some hot Jean Grey action, some red.
Ed,
Yeah.
right now, if you were Morph, wouldn't you let us hit?
No. First I want to be Morph, but no.
What?
Yes,
Come on, Ed.
Come on,
No.
dude.
Ed, please.
You wouldn't?
You're
No.
not,
You
bro.
would be a good friend, though.
Yeah,
Come
you
on.
would.
man.
First of all, I want to be Morph. That'd be
First off,
Cyclops.
What
or
if
Wolverine
we
or
said no
Magneto.
homo?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'll
what if
just say
the
no.
balls don't touch?
Well, you wouldn't have balls.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Because Ed would change
No.
into my favorite person,
Mhm.
and then I'll be like,
Oh, that's weird.
It's not that hard. You just
No.
gotta throw a wig on the head. He's pretty much Morph.
Yeah,
yes,
The heck? No.
yeah, just throw a wig on him. Boom. Just give him
No.
a
you
little skull
don't
cap.
even need a mutant power, Ed.
Yeah.
Balls. This is no. First of all, I want to be Morph.
But but like I said, I think the whole idea of Morph was natural. They don't need to. I think, like, kind of what Bandio Max said. X-Men has always been about societal messages. That's not being woke, obviously. I mean, some people are gonna find issues with that. The old stuff, they're gonna be like, it's fine, but the new stuff, if X-Men does address those things in some type of comic book fashion, people are gonna have issues with that, of course. And the X-Men has always been an allegory for discrimination, so that's how the stories are portrayed. I agree as well. The thing is with Morph, I feel like with the whole Morph being non-binary, I feel like it doesn't need to be explained anymore. Not saying that his representation and what he represents doesn't have to be talked about or anything like that, but it doesn't have to be justified. I think that as long as Morph is continuing to operate as he has and how he's going to be portrayed future in the X-Men series, I think it was really well done. So all the conspiracy theories out there that are about, the director, man, he destroyed this and blah blah blah, this, that, and the other. I don't think that was an issue. And actually, what kind of came out, it's not official, but from Disney insiders, quote unquote, the director had an OnlyFans account, and Disney is still, at the end of the day,
non-explicit OnlyFans though.
Not explicit, but still they are very family friendly. And apparently he was doing a lot of weird stuff on his OnlyFans, and people got heard of it, got wind of it. And with Disney, you just gotta be careful. That's just,
he was doing some of that Morph shit. You know what I'm talking about, Ed?
I do not. But
he was being a bro.
A real bro.
A real bro, unlike you.
oh my goodness.
But no, this was, like I said, this was really good. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the episodes. I didn't have a problem with the animation as you guys did. I'm kind of used to the American type of animation.
I didn't have a problem with it. I just noticed I'm not a big fan of 3D cell shading. It's gotten better, but this was an acquired taste.
I would say this is better than What If. Like this
oh yeah,
this is better than What If.
Feels better than What If.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's something lost in that. It's not the end of the world, but there is something lost in that the grittiness of the original series.
But the cool things that they did do was cool. Like what we talked about was Cyclops using his beam. Yeah,
Blast.
That whole animation sequence where the Blackbird attack sequence, like that, like when you watch, I watched it, like I rewound it like 4 times to watch it because the animation from Cyclops's perspective is so cool to see, like him being pulled out, destroying the Sentinel in free fall, and the whole Blackbird, like it's a cool seamless animation where the action sequence is happening.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like another evolution of the animation style that exists right now. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's cool to see that.
Yeah, now that was cool. Now, would I have wanted this to be animated as like it was anime? Absolutely. I think X-Men.
It exists.
Yeah, it does exist to an extent. But I'm talking about like a full blown, like, you know, go all out. I mean, this could have been absolutely amazing. But no, I think the animation is good. It's not the greatest, but it's definitely a start. Good job, Ed. Yeah, it's not the Wolverine. That's the honey badger. Not even the honey badger. That's the possum. That's what we're.
What do you mean, bub?
We're gonna call you the possum.
I'm not the possum, bub.
But no, it's not. Like I said, I thought the animation was fine. Even the things that they said that they took out, like I didn't even notice it. I remember where they were taking screenshots of like Rogue's butt, and they were like they got rid of like the volume of her ass. I really wasn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't notice it either. I think
I noticed.
Rogue is like, now watching the series, she's still curvaceous.
Yeah.
But not to the extent of the original series.
Yeah,
but again, I think that is
you don't see areolas.
You only get that from hand-drawn Asian animation of like meticulously curving that ass.
Asians, like more curve.
They're gonna have superpowers. Like, what are you? I'm seafood man, and my fingers turn into tentacles.
Oh my goodness!
Like, what? Calm down, guys.
You can really feel the Asian influence in it.
Yeah,
wasn't that bad?
Yeah, it wasn't that egregious.
A little overblown.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of things have been overblown about this series. So, no, I think it was good. So, we'll see what happens.
Story is important, right? At the end of the day, right, Ed? That's the thing. The most important thing is the story, right?
Of course it is. Always has been, always will be.
Get all the woke messaging in there as possible, as long as the story is good. As we said.
I didn't really see any woke messaging, but
you weren't that.
That's the illusion, baby. Razzle dazzle. You got you, man, Ed. It's like,
I just want a good story, and I thought I got a good story.
Dazzle.
Yeah.
Yep. Duped.
Tom, really quick. I know we're going on pretty long, but really quick. We didn't talk about this. I don't know why we didn't.
You skipped over it.
Disney is putting out a new series as well. Disney's on fire right now, putting out new series and blah blah blah. But the Acolyte.
Acolytes.
Do we have time for this?
I think it's just Acolyte. Is it Acolytes? Is this plural?
Oh, Acolytes.
It's the Acolyte.
Yes, the Acolyte.
The official title.
Okay, just shut the fuck up while I'm talking. Suck it.
I got 2 words for you. Suck it.
So the Acolyte. And I am surprised you have not brought that up. Honestly, especially when we just brought up this whole woke message.
So I'm technically.
Wait, are we gonna give our?
Yeah.
Let's give our blurs first.
Hold on, let's give our blurs.
Yeah, you brought this up.
We might need to cut this out. So
you brought this up.
All right, I give this 10 out of 10. I think these first 2 episodes perfect.
10 banger for me. Really hit the nostalgia feels, executed what they should have executed, evolved the series in the direction. Like, it's too early to tell, but like I said, I can't wait to watch it again. I'm gonna watch it again right after this.
I am too. Episode 2.
So I'm like, you got me more hyped up again to watch it again.
Yeah.
So 10 out of 10 for
episode
me.
Episode 2 is definitely the highlight of the 2 episodes. But yeah, I just say 10 out of 10. It's damn near perfect.
Ed.
I'm actually reading something. This ain't Kanye. What? I don't know
right,
what.
Well,
go ahead.
Anyways, I give it a 9.5.
Okay. 9.5. Right.
Yeah.
I'll give it an 8.
And here comes, yeah, of course, here comes, the downer of the group. Like, I just got that
I'm
excited.
sorry. I didn't know I had to get approval from you guys to like something.
Yeah, you do.
Why aren't you sucking this off like we are?
This is X-Men 97 circle jerk here.
Yeah.
Whoa,
why
whoa,
aren't you
whoa,
doing to this
whoa.
show what Ed does to Elon Musk on a regular basis?
Whoa,
God damn it.
false.
True,
Completely false.
No, that is pretty funny. No, that's hilarious. Because it's true.
All right, bub. This has been episode 117 of the Blrd podcast. You can catch us on. Oh man, I can't do the Wolverine voice.
It's true. 117 episodes, guys.
It ain't gonna change.
And nothing I said has changed. Nothing.
Wait, was
So
that our? Did you just take
that
us
was
out?
our sign off?
Sure.
All right,
This has been episode 117.